From the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan on the hardwood, the Blazers back at it after winning 5 of their last 6. They host the Magic at Moda Center tonight. Matisse Thybulle out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland has also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off is at 7. Orlando favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off for that one at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1 and right here on The Fan. Pre-game coverage on The Fan starts at 7 o'clock, immediately following primetime. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs. And on 9:10 tonight, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip-off. Shante Leggins' squad catching a dozen on the road. A couple concerning stories today as Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is under federal investigation in relation to unusual betting activity. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been accused of inappropriate behavior towards 6 different massage therapists, leading Tucker to be banned from 2 separate Baltimore area spas. Tucker's issued a statement calling the accusations unequivocally false. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley, the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Live, local, and free. No subscription required. Portland's sports leader is 1080 The Fan.
What's the most resilient parasite?
Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
Can build cities, can transform the world, and rewrite all the rules.
That's what I'll be doing every single night.
Which is why
No.
I have to steal it.
What are you talking about, Willis?
This is Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
It's gonna work. It's passable, okay? This isn't terrible.
The best in local, regional, and national sports.
With no hidden agenda.
Primetime with Isaac and Sue on 1080 The Fan.
Hey, what it do? What's up?
Oh, he's back.
That's right. What's going on?
I'll tell you what, it's a bit of an upset.
Yeah, I know.
This game isn't over yet, but it's a bit of an upset.
This is how Vegas wins. The betting public
Yeah.
got absolutely hosed here today.
Yeah. And
Why?
Well, I mean,
Did
look,
everybody bet against you?
The bets were in, and they were not in you being here today.
Vegas was an
Hey.
overwhelming favorite, but look, you're not out of the woods yet.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
we said that you are the Buffalo Bills and Vegas is the Kansas City Chiefs. You played 3 quarters, but this game isn't over. You got 2 more days to go. We'll see what happens.
2 days,
2 days.
maybe 3 or 4 days. But yeah, so I got to tell you,
Yeah, come Monday, you get the.
well, there was on the way out. You know, my wife and I, we took precautions, at least in the air spaces, you know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we masked up and everything. P1 Jim was there. I
Oh,
saw
yeah?
P1 Jim.
Oh, he's running around?
Well, he neglected to say hi, but I knew he was there.
Oh, okay.
So he can verify we were masked up.
Oh,
we
look
we
at you.
did all the right things.
Wow.
But on the way down to Vegas, there was not much in the way of, like, I don't know how often you pay attention to other people hacking up along on your flight,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, you gotta know where the projectile is coming from.
There is nothing worse than when you get the how would you say, you get the spreader.
Well-
It's rough going. You look over and you're like, what are we doing, man?
Well, let me tell you. So on the way down, we're masked up. We're doing great. We're taking all the precautions, and it was a really quiet flight in terms of there weren't a lot of obviously sick people.
Mhm.
Because you can tell.
Yeah.
Well, on the way back, guess who we sit next to?
Talk to me, Goose. Was it
Well-
Jerry O'Connell again?
No one famous.
No.
Oh, wasn't anybody famous?
Yeah,
was gonna
I
guess,
thought we
like-
were
no.
going with a.
Where do you think this is going?
I don't know.
What were we just talking about? Super spreader is
Oh.
right
Oh, super spreader.
next to
I'm
us.
sorry. When you said who were we sitting next to, I instantly went to like.
Celebrity from Vegas.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought
don't
we were
know.
at
Well,
least
we're
Sam
talking
Elliott or
about
something.
we're talking about super spreaders. What the hell is happening?
It's where my head went. We both were in the same. Me and Buck were in the same space.
Well, you're both idiots. But
That's
I already
that's true.
knew that.
Yeah.
So this old lady sitting next to my poor bride,
What an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
sick as a dog, and you can tell. And she, here's the question I want to ask you guys.
That's no good.
Not masked.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are we doing?
It's
Like, I
ridiculous.
get it. If we've all been in that situation where if you're sick, you got to fly somewhere. You don't cancel your flight. You got to get there. Whatever. I get that.
Yeah.
Put on a freaking mask.
Amen, man.
Come on, man.
Freaking man. And by the way, the worst thing that I've ever had happen to me on an airplane, I think, was I was next to Spreader, and the person they were sitting next to, she was turning her head away from the person that she was with. They were
Yeah.
traveling together.
Yeah, right next. She was probably coughing right on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
With
she
no
was
mask?
she was sneezing, and she did the like kind of arm up a little bit, and she would turn her head, and I could feel it hitting me. And after about the second or third time, I like it's awkward. You're sitting there and like you don't want to cause a scene, but I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're gonna sneeze on someone, sneeze on the person you know.
Or find a little kid.
Turn and sneeze on me.
Am I right, Buck?
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
No.
the person in front of you.
Oh,
like,
no?
Spread it
I don't
that
think
way.
so.
Well, look. So you're right. I am not out of the woods yet because this woman was right next to us. Now, again, we were masked up and we were, but there's only so much you could do. She was clearly having a rough go, you know. And everybody on the flight, like that flight. So the flight down, pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Couldn't really find the super spreader.
A little rowdy.
On the flight back, everyone was sick.
Well, it's because you're coming from Vegas.
I know.
And like we all know that eventually when the disease comes to kill us all, it's coming
It's
from
starting
Las Vegas.
there, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So
The Andromeda strain,
listen.
the patient zero will be in Las Vegas.
I'm back. I made it. We had a good time. We did not win money. I know that's everyone's first question.
Yeah.
We haven't won money in like probably 17 trips in a row.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the experience.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the
We have a great
experience.
time. We went there for my wife's birthday. She had some nice spa time.
25 years old. She looks
25
amazing.
again.
Nurse nice, doing it
Yeah.
again.
And listen, the point is she had a great time, and that's all I care about.
That's all that matters.
That's all I care about. So
and
here we
pool
are.
time and drinking and
Well, the pool was, I guess the pool was open, but it was kind of chilly.
yeah, it's weird. If you go this time of the year, a lot of the pools are shut down.
Yeah, we
Which I
didn't.
don't understand. Can we not have heated pools?
Yeah. Well, there was a pool open. I did see some dad bods out there,
Yeah.
but it was not.
Out there showing off that holiday 15. Like, check this out.
Well, sometimes there's a lot of conventions and stuff.
Sure.
People from other like really cold places.
Yeah.
And to them, it's probably like, oh, finally I get to take my shirt off.
gear
It's a
down.
novelty regardless.
Are we are we talking like low 70s? Like
No. It's
mid-
like mid 50s.
Oh, yeah, it's a little chilly.
It probably didn't even hit 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are people committed to the pool before they've got there and before they've looked at the forecast.
Exactly. There were exactly 2 people out there, but I did see a lifeguard, so that means that it was open.
Yeah. The zinc nose up just in case that 52-degree sun gets you. We were down because I was in Arizona before you went to Vegas, and it was about, I want to say it was like low 60s. And then at night it would get down a bit, and you would see people from all over, and you could tell people were expecting warmer weather. I think there were a lot of people that were shocked
Yeah.
at
That it's not 110 degrees
Yes,
in Scottsdale.
I think they just were like, "Hey, we're going to Arizona. It's going to be warm," and then you could tell that a lot of sweatshirts and jackets being bought at the convention. A little chilly on your way out the door once
Yeah.
that sun goes down.
Well, I gotta say, I didn't pack properly.
Yeah,
I didn't have enough cold layering.
have the layers.
But that's good because, well, it didn't matter, I should say, because we didn't go outside.
Yeah.
But one time,
There you go.
and that was it.
Well, the casino. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that is the goal. Is
They
to-
don't let you out.
No, it's
You're shackled.
it's kind of a Squid Game sort of thing. They just keep you in there.
Keep sucking you in.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, it was a good time. I am really happy to be back, as far as you know, and I cannot wait for sports.
Well, we can do it. Sports. I want your hot Senior Bowl takes. I want your hot Justin Tucker being the next kicker
Yeah.
for the Browns.
I do have Justin Tucker takes. I don't have anything on the Senior Bowl. I did hear Danny and Dusty as I flipped them on my way back in, and they were talking about the Senior Bowl. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Senior Bowl.
And the
cares?
Shrine game is on NFL Network today while we're on the air.
What's
no one
that
cares
game?
about the Shrine game. Come
Well,
on, it's
there's
all
2
about
ducks
the-
in there. Jabbar Muhammad's
But
there,
wait,
and
what's
about
the
the-
difference between the Senior Bowl and the Shrine?
they're 2 totally different events.
What is the difference?
The Senior Bowl is just the better one.
Yeah,
So the
that's
top
correct.
prospects get invited to the Senior
I
Bowl.
don't think Buck knew the difference.
Well, I know that they're 2 different games.
Well, I know, but I asked what the difference was. You're like, one's a Shrine Bowl, one's a Senior Bowl.
I mean, it's 2 different exhibitions.
It is 2 different exhibitions.
I know, but who's playing in them? College seniors?
Well, okay. So the Senior
People
Bowl,
leaving college.
The Senior Bowl is no longer just seniors. Anyone can get invited.
Oh,
to
that
this.
makes sense.
Well, it used to be for the seniors, but now there's so many underclassmen that now everyone. So the top players, in theory, quote, get invited to the Senior Bowl, which is in Mobile, Alabama.
Always has been, hasn't it?
Always has been. And then
Dan Lanning was down there today.
yeah, and then the East-West Shrine game.
What's he doing?
Well, a lot of coaches go down there. It's kind of a I don't know. It's kind of like just a gathering of the juggalos. Everyone goes down there.
It's like a mini combine almost.
Yes. So you get down there, all the leaders, and you talk to people, and you talk to coaches and the players. There's evaluators, and all the GMs are down there, and the
Maybe
scouts.
do some tampering.
Yeah, do a
Probably
little
lots of
tampering
tampering.
down there, and then we get to like watch one individual clip of one-on-one, and everyone freaks out about it. And we're like, oh, and then someone you've never heard of, and you're like, oh my God, it's the best player ever. I saw one rep, and then you go from there. And then the Shrine Bowl, I believe, is in Arlington, Texas, and it's the same thing. It's just people invite them, and you
But
go down
it's
there.
lesser players.
Yeah, it's people that are.
Don't tell that to Jabbar Muhammad, who's playing in the Shrine Bowl.
Well, why is he there and not in the Senior Bowl?
I don't
Because
know.
you can only invite so many people to these games, and there are people that fall through the cracks, but most of your top players, if you are considered a first or second day prospect, or one of, let's say, the top 10 at your position, more than likely you are going to be at the Shrine game. Or not the
Senior Bowl.
The Reese's, not PC's, but the Reese's Senior Bowl, as opposed to the
So you're
the Shrine.
telling me that Jabbar Muhammad
Yes.
of the Ducks
I think he should be at the Senior Bowl.
was not good enough to make the Senior Bowl roster?
He was not invited, no.
But Jeffrey Bossa was. Jeffrey Bossa is.
Yes. Connolly Jr. is there. Dylan Gabriel's there, who, by the way, is getting very high marks.
And Tez Johnson's also drawing rave
Tez
reviews.
Johnson might be one of the 3 or 4 people that has helped himself the most at the Reese's Pieces Senior Bowl. People are loving him.
Meanwhile, Trayshawn Holden, along with Jabbar Muhammad at the Shrine Bowl today, 5 o'clock, NFL Network.
Yes.
So we're at that time of year.
Hey, do you
Right.
want
Is
to
what
bet on
you're
the Pro
telling
Bowl dodgeball today? Because we could do that too.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
sent- I sent it to your DMs.
Please, according to JJ Watt, it is now the Participation Bowl.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, they have dodgeball in it though?
it's no longer a game.
That's pretty fun.
They don't play a game. They
Yeah.
play games.
Do they play pickleball?
I don't know, but they do play dodgeball. But all you need to know is that Drake May is a Pro Bowler.
And Russell Wilson.
And
They both
Russell
got
Wilson.
selected to the Pro Bowl.
It's like,
After 8 guys dropped out?
yes, that is it's a bit rough.
So who's the best player at the Participation Bowl?
Oh, I'm sure there's
Or the Participation Games? Is that what he called it?
yeah, it's the Pro Bowl. It's just the Participation Pro Bowl. I don't know. I mean, there's still all the best players that are there. If you're not playing in the Super Bowl or you haven't decided that you
So
don't
Josh
wanna-
Allen is going to go to it?
So he's
I'm
the
guessing
reason
he
that
said
Drake
no.
May is in. Josh Allen apparently broke his hand one of the last plays of the first half of that championship game.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I mean, if
That's no good.
you didn't make the playoffs or you got eliminated early, you'll go down there and hang out and just.
So they went from Josh Allen down straight to Drake May. They were like, you know what? The other guys will probably say
Allen and Lamar dropped out, and then Russell Wilson and Drake May were the next 2
Yeah,
up.
see, Lamar gets it. He's like, I don't have time for this.
yeah, he's like, I'm out.
I
Joe
have to
Burrow
go
will be down
fishing.
there at the Pro Bowl. Jamar Chase will be down there at the Pro Bowl.
Burrow. Yeah, good. All right. And
We
that's
haven't even started to talk about the Hula Bowl yet. I mean,
now what's that one? Wait, is the Pro Bowl the Pro Bowl games? Are they in New Orleans? The site of the super big game?
I thought
it was Florida. Or did they move it to?
I thought they went back to Hawaii because people complained that it wasn't in Hawaii anymore. I don't
And
know.
the Hula Bowl?
That's another college all-star game.
Of course it is. Because after all of this Shriners Senior Bowl talk,
Yeah.
we needed a third game?
Pro Bowl back in Orlando.
Yeah, it says I'm pretty sure it was back in Florida.
Orlando.
So,
Okay.
so you got the Pro Bowl participation, you got the Reese's Senior Bowl. I don't know what the East West Shrine game. I don't know what their presenting sponsor is.
Well, is it for? I don't know.
You guys know nothing.
I do.
Well, actually, you know some things. Buck knows nothing
Hey,
on this topic.
Yeah.
I'm
far-
not going to his blog for.
It is not. It's just the East West. It's just the East West. Well, it's the Shrine Bowl. So I guess it's the Shriners. Yeah, it's just the East
that's
West.
what I was gonna say. I thought it was the Shriners, but then I didn't want to be like, no, that's not the
Oh.
same thing, you idiot.
Well, it is the Shrine. I just thought they might have had a presenting sponsor
Hey,
because
here's
most things do. But
I have a fun fact on this.
Yeah.
I can add something to this.
what do you got?
The Hula Bowl
Mhm.
that you were just talking about
Yeah.
sounds like it's probably in Hawaii.
Wrong.
It's not.
It's not.
Do you want to know where it is?
I do know where it is. But yeah, the Hula Bowl used to be.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, the Hula Bowl used to be in Hawaii in the Aloha
How about
Stadium, but it's.
So the Pro Bowl's in Orlando,
Yeah.
the Hula Bowl's in Orlando, and the Orlando Bowl is in Honolulu.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, have you been to the one? I think they're renovating Aloha Stadium, and I don't know if you saw it before they renovated it, but
Well, we were there.
it's the worst.
You and I visited there many times.
It's the worst stadium in America.
Yeah.
So they
yeah,
can't.
it is.
You know. But the Hula Boy
America,
The Hula Boy. Also, Hula Boy, a nice little Hawaiian grill place in Vancouver. The Hula Bowl is the first one. It's that happened like 2-3 weeks ago. That happened like right at the beginning of January.
It did, because I went to their website.
Yeah.
And it says 344 days, 20 hours, 46 minutes, and 6 seconds to game day. I was like, well, wait a minute.
And I hate to say that this is the one, the Hula Boy. The Hula
Oh,
Bowl.
You got Hula Boys on your mind.
Well, it's a delicious. They make a Korean spicy chicken and they make a dynamite sauce. Good kimchi. A lot of good stuff happening over there. Yeah, the Hula Bowl. People don't really pay attention to it. It's not. It's for the kids that to kind of fall through the cracks, and it's the lesser. So it tiers up, right? Like Hula, Shrine, Senior Bowl.
Okay, great. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. I don't care about any of it.
Yeah, one of the quarterbacks there was named Jamison Wang from Cornell.
I kind of wanted to see the Wang.
Yeah. Well, you got the Wong. Oh no, it is Wang. Yeah, Jamison Wang. So does that say something that the starting quarterback was Jamison Wang from Cornell? Does that let you know where the Hula Bowl?
Is that due to 8 opt-outs?
No, I just think that.
Or was he honored?
People don't want to go there.
Yeah.
A lot of guys from Kent State, Townsend.
Well, and also when you have 2 other games already, the talent's kind of picked over.
Yeah. And by the way, these are the standouts from the bowl game. These are the people that really made an impact.
Do we need this?
What do you mean?
Okay, let's go.
Do we need it?
Yeah, I was wondering if
tell me more.
this last game on the tiers list.
You're
might
not getting
be...
any more standouts from the Hula Bowl.
I thought you were just about to. You were sounding as if you were going to.
No. You got Wang, and that's
the,
all you got.
I want the standout.
No, you got Wang. That's it. No,
I think the people need this.
No, they got Wang, and that's it. You don't get any more standouts. Not with that attitude.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be back. I like this time of year where there's nothing to talk about.
Well, we do have we do have the Super Bowl.
I know, but we got an extra week, so we don't need to talk about that till next week.
Yeah.
But
we've talked about it a bunch.
Somebody always steps in it.
Well,
and in this case, it's somebody you probably didn't have on your bingo card, the great Justin Tucker.
No, I'm not going to say it's quite Bill Cosby, like what, but of all the NFL players that were going to run afoul of some more masseuses.
Totally.
Oh, the opera singing Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee wasn't on your list?
I did not have that one.
Now, there is something untrustworthy about how he looks. I hate to say that, but it's true.
Really?
Don't you think? He looks a little...
Really?
Well, it's like, was it you or Buck that says that Ludwig Oberg is a serial killer? Is that you?
That's me.
Yeah. I have that feeling a little bit about Justin Tucker.
I think I showed you. Do you remember the interview coming off the bye week that he looked all kind of wide-eyed and squirrely? Like there's just there's a little vibe about him.
I can't say that I've ever thought about that, but I just worked a quick Google image, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking up what you're laying down.
He's pretty untrustworthy looking.
Yeah, you're right. It's the same thing about my fellow Swede.
The eyes.
It's in the eyes. Yeah. It just seems a little untrustworthy.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he is. If you believe reports.
Well, there's 6 and possibly a 7th. Now, it has not reached Deshaun, who I think had like 20-something.
I think he got to 30-something.
7's not good. Like 1 or 2, you're like, 7's, it's... Oh, and by the way, there's a tweet.
Yeah, I know.
There are 2 tweets
Listen,
now I've seen.
Can we... Hold on.
There's a lot happening.
Yes, that's where we're going to start. But
what an exciting time.
Take anything away from Justin Tucker's accusers that there's only 6 of them?
7. 1 hasn't come forward yet.
Only
7.
Well, did Deshaun get banned from any of the spas? Because we know that Tucker's been banned from 2.
Well, that's not what he says.
Well, and here's the thing. Deshaun wasn't going to spas.
That's right. They were in-house calls or
in-house calls.
Yeah.
So
house calls, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a new twist on an old story. But I feel like he'll be kicking for the Browns next year.
Who wore it better? I guess is the name of the segment.
Pretty much.
Coming up next on The Fan.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to be back. Big Odyssey news. I come back. Was that today or yesterday that we had the announcement of a new fearless leader, like a head cheese?
Well, yesterday,
CEO type guy?
we found out that our fearless leader was stepping aside,
Yeah.
and then today I think we got the
Oh, that's right.
the new fearless leader. Although it's only a temporary fearless leader until we get a new permanent fearless leader.
Finally, some estrogen at the top of this company.
It's about time. About time.
Get rid of that toxic masculinity up there.
I'm hoping for some more toxic masculinity. Let's go.
Well, anyway,
that seems to be the trend.
Odyssey has a new corporate CEO,
Mm-hmm.
so whatever that means.
It's not.
But
any of us.
much bigger news, and this was not deserving of a press release, but to me, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've talked about it here on the program. The listeners might want to know that the new water cooler next to the studio has been installed.
I was kind of shocked. In fact, when I came in today and I saw the box, I was like, "Son of a gun!
I got it.
You got it done."
Yep.
You're like
and
the
this is
Rosa.
for all of us.
You're like the Rosa Parks.
That's right.
Of water coolers here at Odyssey.
That's right.
How many years have you, it's been like what, 2.5 years since you've been bitching about this?
Ever since we moved into this building.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
The short story there is that when we moved in here, they spent tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands, on outfitting this new space for us. Meanwhile, they neglected to ask anyone who's actually going to work here what might be practical to put in.
No.
They didn't ask us one thing.
No. We did get a lot of chairs.
Yeah, as if there's 155 people working here. There are 7.
Yeah, well, each one of us. You got to admit when you want to sit,
you can sit.
The
and
ample
you have your
choices.
choice.
Yeah, and like sometimes it's overwhelming to me. I don't really know where to sit, but you know.
Look, if you want a microcosm of why our CEO had to step down, it's that. Okay,
Chairs.
This is how they operate.
Understand.
So I've been griping the whole time about, hey, listen, it takes me forever to go pee and go fill up my water bottle way on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
This little guy here in Portland thinks that was stupid. Before I come back in to start a new Seggy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, why not just a little water cooler right outside the stewed here? And of course, what it took was Kim being forced out.
Yeah. Maybe because of the water cooler
I
issue.
think that's right.
I mean, you do carry a lot of cheese around here.
And former fan sales guy, now new GM Ryan Cooley, actually listening to what the fan hosts want. So
can we
thank you, Dr. Cooley.
Now I'm going to extrapolate this. Essentially, is Ryan Cooley now your puppet?
No, I just think he respects a small ask from a fine, long-standing employee.
I find it a little suspect that all of a sudden...
You know who's really running Odyssey.
Cooley's in charge, you're in Vegas, and now we have water coolers? Okay.
And you know what else?
Convenient.
Luke Anderson. You know Luke?
I'm familiar.
From sales.
Yeah. And weekend programming.
That's right. Sinner and Saint. He brought up a good point. He said, Cooley, I know Isaac gets attached to the water cooler bit.
Yeah.
But he was really thankful because he said, I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but on weekends, breaks are shorter.
Oh, even tougher. Well, look,
which is a great point.
This is why, again, you're the Rosa Parks of water coolers. Everyone is standing on the shoulders of giants at this point.
We did it.
Now, when will you be getting the portable urinal in the studio as well?
That would be smelly. Although I'm hearing tales that someone was puking while I was gone in the studio.
Yeah,
like
Schultze.
What is happening?
Well, not in the studio,
in
the
there.
control room.
Yeah.
Well, in a studio.
Well, not in your space, though.
No,
That's a big difference.
Schultze threw up 3 times before he tapped out.
Mid hot 5 at 5.
Mid hot 5 at 5.
That's
like the hot 8.
Unbelievable.
3 projectile vomits.
Unbelievable.
You want to talk about dedication?
But why?
I don't know. And that's what I told him.
There are no heroes in
no,
radio.
That's what I told him. But there is. This is like how...
Like if you're Michael Jordan, that's one thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have Will Klondike Ortner, who comes in and sleeps here so that he can, do morning programming during ice storms. Schultze's vomiting. And remember once he tried to come in the middle of a family, medical crisis. He was like, guys, I may be 5 minutes late. We had to tell him, no, you're not. Go and stay home. That the amount of dedication from the youth, it's unbelievable. They're the real go-getters.
Well, I don't think Schultze is a Gen Zer, but I know Will is.
Yeah.
And perhaps this is all great news for Gen Z. I mean,
well, I know we all bag
kids,
on
this
the
is what
work
it
ethic,
takes.
but those sons of bitches, I'm telling you, They're out there. They're
Doing
out
what
there
it takes.
grinding their face off.
Doing what it takes.
Look, if the bomb ever drops, or I guess it'd be like the earthquake, this station will survive because
I was
of
too
3
busy
people.
grinding my absolute face off.
Well, now we've blown through another Seggy.
It'll be Jordan Schultz, Klondike Will Ortner, and you know whose time it will be to shine more than anyone else's, who's waiting for the moment the disaster hits and they finally rise to the cream of the crop.
Here at the Fan?
Here at the Fan. One man and one man only.
Jake?
Oh, come on now. Who's the longest person?
Oh.
Yeah.
Jason Swigart.
Jason Swigart.
The great Jason Swigart.
Jason Swigart.
Hold on, everybody.
There is nothing that would keep Jason Swigart from these airwaves.
Here's the situation.
He will find a way to take a hot air balloon here during the middle of a crisis to make sure that people get their radio. And it will probably be a lot of UP basketball talk.
It's over.
Hey, he gave me a hot tip. Well, I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
He gave you the hot tip?
Nothing.
I'm a little uncomfortable.
Retract that from the record, please.
You can't. He's giving you hot tips.
Well, sometimes I check in with him on, the state of affairs at UP.
I don't think you're
probably
allowed...
just don't call it a hot tip. Like he had some great analysis of
You
UP
gotta
basketball.
I was just like, hey, what's going on with the team?
You gotta be really careful there, Indiana, Alabama Jones over there. What are
Just
you
call
doing?
me Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
Jonte Porter.
All right. Well,
we've done nothing.
Well, it's that time of year. And we spent a segment on the Shrine Bowl.
To be fair, there's nothing to do.
That's right.
Valid point.
We have plenty of time.
Want to talk about my Red Wings?
Until August.
It's a lot. Hey, Super Bowl, baby. Super Bowl.
I already put my money on it.
We tread water. Did you really?
I did too.
I don't have the balls to do it.
Why not?
Because I can't bet on the Chiefs. I just can't.
Why not?
Why?
Because I loathe them.
You don't
at
like
this
money?
point. I need them to be done. And I feel in my gut that I want to believe in the Eagles, and I can't do it. I'm paralyzed with fear.
You think the Eagles should but won't.
Yes.
They're not going to win.
They should.
But they're not.
But they won't.
Which is why Isaac and I are betting
That's
the Chiefs.
right.
You should too.
We're not stupid.
Yeah, but here's the problem. I need to have some hope. I need to believe that my national nightmare will end and the Chiefs will be slayed. How can I do that if I have money on them?
There might be some skin there.
Yeah. I have no choice. I don't think I can bet this.
El
Travidor. Prop bets. Absolutely.
Prop bets.
It's the only way to go.
All right, well, we will have time to talk Super Bowl, but let's talk about the NFL's newest Deshaun Watson, Justin Tucker.
Boy, who had that on the bingo card?
What did he do?
Yeah.
We will tell you, well, what he's accused of doing next. Here's Buck.
1080 The Fan.
Brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction. Check out their award-winning outdoor living designs or schedule your free design consultation at vulcandc.com. First on the Fan. On the hardwood, the Blazers back at it after winning 5 of their last 6. They host the Magic in Moda Center tonight. Matisse Thybulle's out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland has also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. Orlando is favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight, taking on the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off is at 7:30 for that one. You can see it on Fox Sports 1 and hear it right here on The Fan. Pre-game coverage starts on The Fan at 7 o'clock immediately following Primetime. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs. Over on 910 tonight, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots, visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip-off in that one. Shante Leggins' squad catching a dozen points on the road. And a couple concerning stories today as Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is under federal investigation in relation to unusual betting activity when he was with the Hornets in 2023. Rozier is yet to be charged with the crime. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been accused of inappropriate behavior towards 6 different massage therapists, leading Tucker to be banned from 2 separate Baltimore area spas. Tucker issued a statement calling the accusations unequivocally false. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley, the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player. Tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Jump back to earlier parts of your favorite fan shows on the Odyssey app. The only way to rewind Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan.
50% right, coming up, finally talk of shortening the NBA season. But first, we have some sad news, some inappropriate behavior news. Yeah. This will be a little uncomfortable for some of you.
Yeah. But I would like to point out that if you allowed a kicker to be some sort of role model or hero for you, you have larger issues going on than being let down.
Well, yeah, I mean, you saw who was trending after this news popped today?
Well, the one there was a lot of, the internet loves memes and a lot of Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker memes. Who else was trending?
Harrison Butker.
Oh, well, saying that my kicker would never do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the.
And by the way, be careful with that. Be careful with my guy would never do that.
Well, there's a lot of people hitching their wagon to Harrison Butker.
Well, just saying.
But at least for today.
At least for today.
It is not him.
No.
That we will discuss.
No. Be careful with the over-religious guy. Just saying.
With the masseuses. Is it masseuses? Is that the right?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Masseurs?
Ooh,
Masseuses?
Masseuses.
What's plural for?
I don't know.
When you have a gaggle of masseuses.
Masseuse. Yeah, that's it.
Masseuse.
No, I just made that up.
Masseuses. How about just...
what do they call a group of massage therapists?
I think they call those people... I guess that would be... Oh, that's not a plaintiff. What's the other side? I guess that's
Defendant?
the accusers.
The accusers.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, they are accusing Justin Tucker, the kicker of the Ravens, of inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
Here's the deets: 4 high-end Baltimore spas. These allegations are coming from the years 2012 to 2016, which is right when he first got to town there.
Yeah, when I heard spas, this is how lowbrow I am. I assumed we were talking like 82nd Avenue,
like Robert
massage
Kraft.
parlors.
Yeah, I thought we were talking more like the High Orient flower type places that Robert Kraft was into.
No, these are high-end.
No, these
actual
are like
spas.
legit spas.
Yeah. So 6 massage therapists are claiming that Justin Tucker exposed his wiener, brushed them with his exposed schwanz, and even left remnants of his DNA, if you know what I mean, on the massage table after there were 3 separate occasions of that.
Yeah, when they would come back in to clean up the sheets, there were...
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. But not while they were present, so I guess that's one better than what Deshaun Watson had going on.
2 of the spas banned him. Several therapists said that they ended sessions early or refused to see him again. All of this right when he arrived in Baltimore as a rookie. He has since cultivated quite the stellar public reputation there. I mean, he's like, he does a lot in the community there, and he has a sparkling reputation.
Yes, he does.
But this was right when he first got there. So this is from something called the Baltimore Banner, which I don't even know what that is. But paper, it's a magazine.
I would
don't know.
assume it's some sort of
Their
publication.
Willamette Week.
Never heard of it.
I believe it's called the Willamette.
That's right.
They contacted various massage therapists, and none of them knew each other, but they all described similar things.
Yeah, one of the reporters said that there was some rumors going around, and they started digging into it. So I guess this had been kind of one of those but no one really openly talks about it. At least that's kind of the way it's being portrayed.
So 5 of the 6 said he asked the therapist to massage his inner thigh or his pelvic region, as it were.
That was a Deshaun Watson move as well. The old, I carry a lot of tension in my inner thigh.
All while he was fully,
Well, they said that so if you've ever had like body work done where you like when you're an athlete, you do get your groin worked on sometimes. And
that's what the lawyer said.
Yeah, and the massage therapist, if you have a good one, they really do a nice job of swaddling you before they go digging around any place.
I learned that's called the diaper drape.
Yes, and so everything is tucked and
they do that because they're grinding pretty hard on the athlete's pelvis.
And I will tell you, there is actually nothing that is less erotic than a real massage therapist digging around in your groin. It is brutal. And so Justin Tucker is claiming that you move around when people are digging around in there.
He had a little wiggle.
Yes. And the massage therapist is like, they're all said, look, we know that people move, which is why we swaddle. They're saying this is an intentional wiggle. This is, hold on, let me free this up.
Yeah.
And by the way,
excuse me.
Yeah, they're like, we're not idiots. We know when it's on purpose when it's not.
There's zero chance that, it accidentally came out. Let me rub it against you.
And again, 6 of them.
Yes.
which is no Deshaun Watson, but still 6 is a lot. One therapist said she had to put a heavy pad over his junk.
Yeah, she put a heating pad on
in order to keep him non-exposed.
The other one said that she just dug her elbow in to end it, because if you are getting a wiggle, yeah, a nice little elbow there to the inner thigh will stop any sort of sexual advance.
His lawyer is saying that athletes often shift during massages due to the uncomfortable work, and it's the therapist that usually adjusts the coverings. That's where the term diaper drape came in, but he would wiggle out of that too. One other element here that you should know, and they did bury this a little lower in the story, so if you read the story and then got the gist and moved on, in there, it does say they contacted several massage therapists who reported positive experiences with Tucker.
Yes.
So there are those who said, I've worked on him and he was nothing but professional.
That was the same thing with Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson had a handful of people that said they had worked with him. And the one difference here, one besides the sheer numbers, Deshaun Watson was hiring people off Instagram that weren't even massage therapists. Deshaun Watson was hiring, in some cases, professionals. Justin Tucker was at legitimate high-end spa places. So I guess that would, to me, is the one difference here. But if you got 6 and then they said there's a 7th that hasn't really come forward yet, but they've confirmed, I'm innocent until proven guilty, but boy, that seems like an awful lot in coincidence. And there has been 2 tweets from 4 and 5 years ago that have both come to light, where people in the Baltimore area that I guess were community figures.
Yeah, he somehow connected to enough people that they just said, hey, I heard something.
Yeah, that both said, wait till this comes out, Justin Tucker is done. Have heard multiple sources he's banned from massage parlors. So there is 2 tweets from several years ago.
Yeah, 2021, I think, is when they're from.
That at least someone out there, 2 people said, hey, I've heard of this.
Well, look, does anyone not believe this? I mean, come on.
It's when you get 7 people,
and they're all saying, and by the way, I think it's important to note, and I said this a second ago, but let's reiterate, they talked to all these massage therapists. None of them knew each other.
No, it was all independent.
But they all
had the same story.
Had roughly the same story.
What are the chances that they fabricated similar fictitious stories?
And so now, I mean, there are going to be people that say, okay, well, they've got an attorney has gotten together and wrangled them up, but this was an independent investigation because rumors were out there. Look, I find it very, very hard to believe that 7 ladies that didn't know each other all had the same story, and there were rumors about it from 4 years ago where people were talking about it on internet. Also, too, all of a sudden he had like the worst season of his career. He knew this was coming. He did claim that he didn't claim. He said the newspaper did contact him and didn't really give him a chance to respond. It just kind of feels like one of those, there's a lot of smoke for there not to be any fire.
Yeah, in there it talks about how the women never came forward. A lot of them were scared because he was famous.
Yep.
They knew his reputation in town. The statute of limitations had run out on any sort of criminal charges or anything, so that didn't happen. And a lot of them, as you know, with these situations, they just want it to go away.
Well, and this is what Tucker's attorney said. He said these allegations are impossible to prove, which is why I think a lot of the women say they don't want to come forward because they are impossible to prove. It is and
they'll be dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of Ravens fans will sit there and just like Browns fans and make jokes about it and claim that these women are money grubbing, blah, blah, blah.
And that's why they didn't want to come forward.
Yeah.
So that's why only now. Imagine a massage therapist sitting at the front desk of a spa, and in walks Robert Kraft, Deshaun Watson, and Justin Tucker.
Oh my gosh. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Hand in hand.
Just roaming on in there.
And I assume this was drafted for the Super Bowl. In the event that the Ravens made the Super Bowl, that
would be my guess.
These things work.
They time it out.
If the Ravens got to the Super Bowl, this would be a huge distraction for them.
Well, yeah, look, the story, the time it coming out today, would be right in the middle of that path.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I think they did this no matter what. It's just that Baltimore, or they were going to release it then no matter what. It's just that Baltimore didn't make the Super Bowl.
I just love in the statement, it's so carefully worded. They're not saying that his wing didn't come out and touch anyone. They're just saying, hey, sometimes ween come out. And if she doesn't tuck it back in, remember he said it's up to the massage therapist to massage the sheets. So if my penis flops out during the massage, not my fault, and that's up to you to put it away. I mean, my goodness, the just, I don't know, the insulting nature of some of the statements when people craft these things is like, who is in charge of your PR? Like, you just,
and also, who's in charge of your penis? Your client is, not the massage therapist.
Yeah. Look,
That is a fair point.
It is a fair point. I've had plenty of massages down in whether you're having to do groin or thigh or hip work. And let me tell you something. You know when the swaddle or the diaper has started to loosen up a little bit. You are well aware. And so either you or the massage therapist retucks. It's just not that hard.
I'm guessing nothing will come of this, but it is a thing. And Justin Tucker right now is on the defense.
Well,
he issued a big statement, which I'd read to you, but you can go find it.
Exactly. He's doing
a lot of it's not even fluff. He's kind of gone the I'm the victim type of route with just the unfair journalism and that whole thing.
I'm not saying anyone's guilty, but
I am.
I'm not a court of law, and I can cast my opinion, and you're a creep.
Don't put me on the jury.
One other difference between him and Deshaun Watson, he's got a wife and a kid. Deshaun Watson did not.
And he sings opera.
Does it look? I don't care if you have a wife or kid or not.
And he's white.
Big point.
I'm sorry, this will matter.
Yeah.
How he's treated versus how Deshaun Watson is treated.
Look, if you are whipping out your business, if you're whipping out your place kicker, and the holder isn't involved, I don't care. You're just a piece of crap. You are absolutely a piece of crap. It blows my mind because here's the thing. And it sounds like Deshaun Watson did this a bunch of times. Look, you're Justin Tucker and you're Deshaun Watson. There's plenty of people that will hold the ball for you while you kick it. And
voluntarily, you don't even have to pay.
No, and voluntarily, or there's plenty of people that you can pay. That's a well-known thing. That's a kind of an old profession there. So the fact that your whole kink is that you want someone that is unprepared or doesn't want to hold the ball for you while you kick it, that just means you're a creep. It means you're a predator. It means you're a son of a bitch. Allegedly.
All right, a segment. Well, we have to get into the NBA, possibly shortening the NBA season in a.
Are you the only one that thinks this is a great idea?
Roundabout way. Well, no, I have long advocated for shortening the NBA season.
Yeah.
I do not advocate for shortening the NBA season this way.
Okay.
So we'll get to that. But we also have a segment called Social Media Today. We have shirtless smoking Dan Campbell.
What?
Yes. You haven't seen this yet?
Why haven't
Take
I
off your shirt and throw me.
What?
Check it out.
Oh my God.
It's pretty dreamy, man.
Check it out.
Hold on,
Check it out.
I may need a moment.
We'll be right back with that on The Fan.
A champion.
Probably need to take a trim here.
So we need 3 things from him moving forward. 1, we need him to grow his hair out.
Yeah.
2, we need him to start smoking on the sideline, a la Jim Leland. And 3, we need him to do something with that goatee.
Yeah.
It's not working.
No. Can we all admit, and sorry if anyone here at the fan has a goatee. And look, I think at some point we've all grown the goatee. Probably needs to go by the wayside. Like it's a little rough.
Yeah, it's not really working.
Yeah.
These days for many people. I can't think of anyone who has one that, it's like, wow, that looks great.
Yeah.
It's just kind of it's dated.
It is. It's like if you had a soul patch now, it's like,
Yeah.
And maybe it's all cyclical, it'll come back.
Will it?
Yeah, it will. Everything comes back at one point. The big Jinko jeans are coming back, for God's sakes. It'll come back. I'm waiting for that 8-ball leather jacket to come back so I can break mine out. But yeah, for right now, we probably should do something about the goatee. Just grow a nice beard, Dan. Just grow a nice beard.
Yeah, I've only just now seen the cigarettes in the waistband portion of the photo.
Doesn't it? I mean, it really is.
It's great.
It's the Where's Waldo of that photo. And can we also point out the fact that Holly bringing some heat as well?
Yeah.
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 That's a good couple right
They
there.
appear to be. Are they at the Eiffel Tower? Where are they?
They can't be at the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I guess you can't be sure.
He's shirtless, smoking a dart at the Eiffel Tower.
Are they at a pool? Maybe they're at a pool.
Hey, Viva la France.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, they're probably at a pool.
Yeah, they're at some sort of.
They're probably at the Paris.
It was something along those lines. I'll tell you what, if he is
Hot.
shirtless and she is in a bikini at the Eiffel Tower,
Maybe Hawaii Pro Bowl? Was he a
my
Pro
love
Bowler?
affair for Dan Campbell just went up that much more. No, I'm guessing they were probably in college, and Dan never made a Pro Bowl. He was a blocking tight end with a big elbow brace.
Well, one other element of social media today we'll have to get to next. She is back, and then we'll talk about the NBA. Adam Silver floating ideas. That's next on The Fan.
From the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan on the hardwood tonight, the Blazers back at it. They host the Orlando Magic at Moda Center. Matisse Thybulle's out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland has also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. Orlando is favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion taking on the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off is at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1 and right here on the Fan. Pre-game coverage on the Fan starts at 7 immediately following Primetime. Meanwhile, over on 910 tonight, Swag has the call for the Pilots visiting Loyola Marymount at 7 o'clock. A couple concerning stories out of the sports world today. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier under federal investigation in relation to unusual betting activity when he was at the Hornets in 2023. Rozier is yet to be charged. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been accused of inappropriate behavior towards 6 different massage therapists. Tucker has issued a statement calling the accusations unequivocally false. And out at Pebble Beach, the Pro-Am is underway. Round 1 leader is Russell Henley, who shot an 8 under 64. There's a group of 5 tied for second at 7 under par. That includes Justin Rose and Victor Hovland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley, the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Slam Dunk in Vegas is our nationwide contest for a chance to have the ultimate tournament viewing experience. More info at 1080thefan.com.
Here it is, right now. Welcome.
Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
What is going on up here? I never know, man.
Unbiased.
Shut your mouth.
Uncompromised sports talk without the sugarcoating.
I hope you're happy. You wasted everyone's life for 30 seconds.
Isaac Rupp and Jason Sukanik.
Now shut up and let me do my job.
The best in sports coverage.
You're just gonna be quiet.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk on 1080 The Fan.
All right, welcome back to hour 2 of the program here on Thursday. It is Thursday, right?
Here on Thursday. Yes, it is.
Okay.
You have Vegas did not derail you that much.
No, it's Thursday. I knew that. And I also know that the Oregon Ducks are playing after us tonight.
Yes.
Looking to get revenge against UCLA, who banked one in.
God dang, what do you think?
To beat them the first meeting.
That was their first loss of the year.
I'm getting more info on our Dan Campbell, Holly Campbell sexy pick.
Mm-hmm.
One, it is from Vegas. They are at a pool because she said what happens in Vegas gets posted online several years later.
Makes sense.
So that would
ha tee hee.
Yeah, I mean, she's in a bathing suit. Yeah. He doesn't have a shirt on. Yeah. He's smoking.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more Vegas than that?
Yeah, but you know that photo doesn't get posted unless they're both looking hot.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And it was
he was aware that photo was getting posted.
It was apparently it was a post. So she on her Instagram story, she commented on a graphic from Detroit Sports Daily that read nearly 75% of Lions fans would rather win a Super Bowl than find true love.
That's depressing.
I think that depressed Holly as well.
That should depress.
Which is why she was
Well,
displaying.
I think Detroiters feel like finding true love is easier than winning a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, it's a valid point, but still, like, if
wouldn't most people think that?
I'm just saying, if you have the option to find true love and be with someone for like not even forever, I think
the people that are voting on that already have the true love. That's what I think is happening here.
No,
right?
Really? I don't know how many married people you know. I don't think that many people find true love. Most people I know that are married hate each other. That's just me.
Well, anyway, that's the latest on Holly and Dan.
Yeah. Well, my head coach. That's my head coach.
And someone said that he looks a little bit like Travis Kelce back in the day, or Dan Campbell back in the day looks like Travis Kelce, and he does.
Yeah.
He was the original Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Holly, no T-Swizzle, but Travis Kelce growing out his hair too a little bit. He's got some locks going now. There's some room. I mean, the speculation, which by the way has no merit to it whatsoever, is if Kelce wins 3 in a row, because he's like 35, 36.
He's done, huh?
Does he propose to T-Swizzle on the field, break the internet, right off into a $1 billion marriage?
And I've found odds on this, by the way.
Yeah, people are talking.
What are the odds?
Stunningly short. The odds are on a player proposing to their girlfriend on the field after the game.
Okay.
Plus 300.
That's
Any
it?
player?
Any player.
Well, doesn't a player usually do that?
I don't
think
know.
so.
There was a random Commanders player who proposed to his gal after they made the playoffs or
At the
something like
playoffs,
that.
but I don't remember anyone proposing after the Super Bowl. That's usually when you go out and you get the ladies of the evening. You don't propose.
I think they found a sucker bet for the public, and they're getting people to load up.
Yeah. I'm going to look this up and see has anyone proposed at the Super Bowl.
I bet there's more than you think.
I feel like we would know.
I bet it hasn't happened a bunch.
No, it's a weird place.
Especially because like you're still in the moment, like with your team. Like
don't
isn't that kind of at the forefront there?
And what if you lose, for God's sakes?
I believe Taylor Rapp did it.
Taylor Rapp did it?
Really?
After, well, I'm in the preliminary stages of my Google search, but
Oh yeah, it says right here after the Super Bowl. But was it on the field?
yeah, right after Super Bowl, right on the field. There's video of it.
Huh. All right, well, go Taylor Rapp, now of the Buffalo Bills.
So
And UW fame. Well, we stand corrected then.
well,
Taylor Rapp
not we, you.
Taylor Rapp not famous enough for me to remember.
Yeah, I think there's been more than that too. I feel like it happens from time to time.
Yeah, man.
But
Look, is that a baller move?
no, I don't like it.
No, you win the Super Bowl.
I don't like it.
You're on the field. You're amongst the confetti.
You want to know why I don't like that?
Yeah.
Because I think it makes it more about you than her. And I don't think that. I think there are some women that wouldn't like that. Not all.
You're just trying to leverage it into the greatest moment of all time
Yeah,
instead of
as
it being
opposed
about
to
your relationship and
That's
your
right.
yeah.
That's right.
I get it.
And I think that Tay-Tay, I feel like Tay-Tay ain't having that.
No.
And he's smart enough to know that.
Believe me. You can't convince me that Taylor Swift wouldn't gut you.
But
like
he's
a fish.
cringe enough to think it's a good idea at least before she stops
I
him
don't
from
think
it.
he is.
That's the most
Have you
famous.
heard his post-game pressers? He is awfully
Dude,
cringe.
that is the most famous woman in the world.
He's a meathead, but
And
there's
you're-
a reason
and you're gonna
he's
do that.
But there's a reason he's still with her.
Yeah.
Like he's
Oh, no,
obviously playing his cards right.
I
and
think you're
don't-
right. I think that he would pump the brakes, but I think natural Travis Kelce would want to go ahead and do this.
Well, he's probably had the thought. But I mean, come on, we're all meatheads in our own way. I've had a few meathead thoughts that I didn't follow through on.
Yeah.
Maybe a few.
Yeah. That's not happening. But if it did, the internet would break the internet. It absolutely would. Half the people would love it, half the people would lose it and hate them, but that's just
Well, I talked to a Swiftie not too long ago.
Are they pro?
Some friends
Kelsey?
were in town from New York, and we met them at a hotel to have a drink, and their daughter was with them. She was 12, 13. They were getting ready to go up to the Seattle show to watch Taylor Swift. And I asked her, I said, her name was Kate. I said, Kate, what do you think of Tay-Tay and Travis? And she said, I think he could do better. I'm sorry. I totally butchered that. I think she could do better.
Okay. 'Cause I was like,
I didn't really like him.
You can do better than the most famous woman in the world?
Yeah, she thought she could do better.
Yeah.
So I don't know how all the Swifties feel, but that's my research on the matter.
I understand.
I think they're great for one another.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. It's a celebrity relationship, so don't we all assume that something?
No, this is the real one. This is the one.
This is the
right
one.
here. They're like Holly and Dan Campbell.
We all know that relationships are dicey at best, right? It's like it's a 50-50 proposition. And you put a celebrity factor into that, like, what is that? Like go down to like 1 out of 10? And then you throw in the fact that it's not just a celebrity, but it's two celebrities. We're down to like 4%. And one of those celebrities is the most famous woman in the world. Like, I mean, that's if they make it, God bless America, then that is indeed true love.
Love. True love.
Who was it? Jessica Simpson. Maybe there's something about tight ends because Jessica Simpson was married to a tight end, Eric Johnson, who we had the same agent. We came out around the same year.
Former 49ers great, Eric Johnson.
And he was a super nice guy. And when he got Jessica Simpson, I was like, son of a bitch, because I still had his number, but I didn't text him because, like, what am I going to say?
So
heard you got a hot wife.
Yeah.
Tell Jessica hello.
Well, I just was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, 'cause he was a tight end from Yale, and we knew each other from back in the day. And I had talked to him in years, but I thought to myself, oh my God, like a journeyman tight end just landed Jessica Simpson, and the amount of money and the hotness and all that, they just got divorced.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How many years? I mean, do we give them credit for?
Yeah, I think they made it like
time
10 years, couple
well,
kids.
There you go. That's good.
And I
That's
would hope
better
that
than
he
her
gets.
and,
I hope he
what's
gets
his-
some alimony.
What's the guy's name?
Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah, her and Nick didn't last that long. Did
No. They had a couple kids, and
Who? Nick or
no,
Eric?
no. Eric and
Eric and Nick
Eric and Nick. They adopted
had babies.
a nice Chinese baby. It was adorable. No, they him and
I'm
Daisy,
gay, I'm gay,
Daisy
I'm gay.
Duke had a couple kids, and I'd like to think that he gets, he gets taken care of.
We do have a
Jessica
prediction.
Simpson's worth like $1 billion.
The Vancouver Fort text line, 503-864-6326. Prediction. I want it on the record.
Yeah.
This is not mine. This is a texter. Taylor will stay with Travis until it comes out that he's been inappropriate with multiple masseuses.
Bless America.
And masseuses is the plural. It's just hard to say. Masseurs
It
is a male, and a masseuse is a female.
By the way.
Oh. So what do they call multiple? So multiple masseurs is masseurs?
Masseurs. Yeah, it sounds like
a masseur is a male.
Masseuses.
And then, masseuse, masseuses, masseur, masseurs.
What if you have a group of half women masseuses and half men masseurs? What do you call that group? Like males, like you call them masseurs and masseuses?
Masseusex.
Oh, I like that.
We're doing that with Latina, where it's Latinx now.
Yeah, dude, I like that. We just throw an X on it and call it good.
Sounds sexy, too.
Yeah. That does add some spice. That adds some heat.
That might give the Justin Tuckers of the world the wrong impression, actually.
That's true.
Why are we talking about this? Okay, so Travis.
Well, we were talking about tight ends and celebrities, and that led to masseurs. And
Dan Campbell got us here.
Again, more tight ends.
The old Travis Kelce, the original Travis Kelce, Dan Campbell.
You know, the new trend in the NFL is hiring offensive coordinators that were tight end coaches. That's the new sexy trend.
Why?
Because it blends. You now in today's NFL game, you want someone that blends the run game and the pass game, and tight end coaches have to have a foot in both worlds. So like Sean McVay and Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson. I think Liam Cohn was one of these guys. Yeah, they love apparently the key to success in the NFL.
Okay.
Become a tight ends coach.
Well, I was saying this back in 2002, but no one would listen to me.
No one would. It comes around.
Okay, well, she is back, and boy, the timing wasn't great. That's next on The Fan.
The home of Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt.
Just saying.
Look, he's not dumb. Okay, he knows what she's worth.
He's worth a lot too.
But I think she's not dumb either. So
well, no, I'm just saying that. Look, I think they're a great match.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, if you had a type, if you had a type, which you do, and all of a sudden somebody comes along who is not that type, but also attractive and likes you for all the right reasons, but is worth $30 billion, something tells me you might like that too.
Exactly, but I'm going to ask you this. You meet Nurse Nice, right? Many moon ago.
She's my type.
She's your type. You're like, oh man, Nurse Nice.
She's a brunette.
She's great. You guys are dating for a bit and everything is going great. And you're like, I think this is the one. This is perfect. And as you get to know each other and you start talking and you find out that her last 5 boyfriends, 6, 7 black guys. And there's not part of you that would be like, what am I,
Black Dawn?
What am I? you're like, what am I doing?
I don't.
You're telling me that you wouldn't feel remotely insecure.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I got a hog, man.
You're just like, yeah, clearly.
Take off your shorts and dunk me.
Yeah. Something tells me that for a while there, you might be mildly insecure.
Nah.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
No. You don't think Taylor Swift...
It's love.
You don't think Taylor Swift is mildly insecure, even though she's the most famous woman in the world, is worth $1 billion. You don't think she looks at that series of voluptuous black ladies and doesn't think to herself, really? Me?
Yeah, but she's like, let's see them perform $1 billion world tour or whatever.
I think she's looking at them like, smart move, dude. Not, not in a racist way. I'm just saying, she's just a cat. She's a catch, and she knows it.
I'm just saying, you know as well as I that would be rolling around your head 100%.
No, I'd just be like, I just accentuate my strengths, compared to those guys. I'm going to show you my boobs.
You see a photo of them, they're shirtless. They look like Dan Campbell. Got a bunch of ripped abs. She was dating Tyrese before you. You're like, damn it. Akon was in there. You're like, maybe an NBA player or two.
Akon?
Oh.
Who's that?
You don't know Akon? Beautiful black R&B artist.
All right.
Couple NBA players. Throw. She was dating Dwight Howard before you. You're like, oh, man. Jim Jeffries does a good bit on that. He was with his model girlfriend and found out that she had dated a couple members of the Miami Heat. So that's that's tough. That's a tough one. You're like,
Not for this stud.
You're like, point guard? Nah, center. Power forward. Like, damn it.
Where were we?
I don't know. No one knows.
Well, we're going to get to the impact of the big weather that's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Next in the news. Oh, I know what I tell you. I have one last little bit from social media today, and that is the return of the great Tanya Harding.
Oh yeah,
Did you see this?
Yeah, someone pointed that out to me.
So she is now on social media.
I follow her.
I liked that in her post, she basically explained she just figured out how to do this. Like 20 years behind all of us.
Yeah, and I don't know how you would describe how she's looking, but boy.
Well, she's lost weight. Can we give her that?
Weathered?
We can give her that, but man,
yes.
Is she... And look, she's older. Okay, so...
After Top Gun, Tom Cruise went one way and Kelly McGillis went the other. She did the Kelly McGillis.
She looks almost like a 75-year-old woman.
She's 54.
She clearly smokes.
She's lost a lot of weight. And if you are from Vancouver and you frequented any bars... There are legendary Vancouver, Ridgefield, Le Center, Yakult bar stories about one Tanya Harding. She likes to have a good time.
She parties. We know that. Yeah. It's just that we haven't seen her for years, and now she pops up, and it's the timing of her pop-up that has really got everybody flummoxed because she, of course, famous for the, well, we all know. I mean, she's local, celebrity of sorts here. Nancy Kerrigan, the whole thing. But she posts on social media, it's a short video of her going, "Hey guys, can't wait to connect." On the day, figure skating community loses 14 in the big Potomac.
I think that might have
crash.
I think that's just one of those weird.
You think that's a coincidence?
I don't think she set
out.
You think
she had something to do with it?
No, I don't think she had something to do.
Oh, wow.
Good grief.
Well, if you don't think it's a coincidence.
Buckley off the top rope. What?
Does
she have that sort of power? But by the way.
Well, you said, I assume it's just some sort of coincidence.
Dude,
well, yeah, what else would it be?
Harding's behind the...
Well, what else would it be
so
besides a coincidence?
Cuckoo internet theories about why and how that went down.
Awful convenient. She chooses to
I'll tell you what, the Tanya Harding one is like the third strangest one that I've heard.
By the way, I see it. I'm watching TV. I'll get back to this.
Yeah.
Iron Rigs. Do you know what that is?
No.
I don't either. But guess who their spokesperson is?
Is it a sport?
I don't
Tanya
know.
Harding?
No, but that's a good guess.
Is this like slippery driving?
Justin Tucker.
One of those reality shows?
Iron Rigs spokesperson Mike Barrett. He is everywhere. I just saw him on my TV promoting something else. He promotes Weimar. He promotes Bellagio's.
We just found out it's a truck accessory store in Beaverton.
Did he start it? Because he's the spokesperson.
Dude, that guy has more staying power. Look, when's the
He's
last time-
unbelievable.
He hasn't done the Blazers thing in has it been like 8 years? 9 years? That guy's everywhere. Yeah, Iron Rigs.
Big stud. Anyway.
Is Mike Barrett a Iron Rigs sort of guy?
Yeah, he kind of is.
Is he a big truck dude?
Well, he's
a cowboy.
He's a Yellowstone.
Trucks, balls, yeah.
He's a Yellowstone guy.
He's a Yellowstone guy.
He's got that cowboy hat photo that he likes. And,
Damn.
Wait, when you say he's got that cowboy hat photo he likes, he's notorious for having a photo of him in a cowboy hat.
He's a model for like a Western wear sort of.
It's his photo that he chose for his like on his phone,
like a profile
his
pic and
profile
stuff?
pic.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you text him, that
that is the photo that you like of yourself the most, or at least close to it.
Yeah, he put that on, and he claims he doesn't know because we asked him about this once, and he claims he doesn't know how that got there.
Yeah. Just like you don't know how Isaac E. Roop got into my phone.
And I don't. Did you hear that story?
No.
When I go to text Isaac, it drives me crazy because I start to type in ROP for Rop, and nothing comes up because in my phone, he is saved with his user information and the photo he chose as Isaac E. Roop, R-O-O-P. And he has no idea how, and there's no way I put it in like that.
No idea. And I checked my phone to just make sure my S was tight, and it was. Properly spelled, right photo, everything. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. And there are, look, in Mike Barrett's defense, there are things with this grandiose iPhone thing that we've got going on here.
Yeah.
There are things that we don't, I mean,
they just happen.
As olds, like, we just don't get how that happens. No. Things change, like all of a sudden your contacts are different or something changed. You have no idea how you did it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Your photo, and when you call me or you text me because you don't call, it's your shirtless beefcake photo from your Italian cruise.
Well, you put that in.
I put that in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, because you can change.
You can change it.
The photo for somebody in your phone.
And there's no way that is ever not going to be your photo. It's fantastic. You're wearing a fedora. The chest meets out. It's fantastic.
So anyway, there he is again. Look at him, Mike Barrett.
Oh, he's wearing Carhartt.
Iron Rigs.
Yeah, he's wearing the Carhartt. I wish he was wearing the cowboy hat though.
Unbelievable.
You know he's got some boots on right there.
So anyway, no, the idea would be that Tanya Harding would be using the figure skating news to sort of catapult her reemergence.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I doubt she did.
No,
but that's why she is trending today. Not because she's suddenly on social media. It's because she chose the one day. If you don't know, 14 figure skating people from the figure skating community, coaches, parents, figure skaters, were on that plane that went down in D.C.
Is it possible that this is just the universe that took OJ Twitter away from us and the Lord giveth and taketh? So he took OJ and he's now given us Tanya. If Tanya was smart,
we always have to have one sports villain.
If she was smart, she would do the hey Twitter. Hey
Twitter world.
She would do it's Tanya.
Talk about her fantasy football lineup.
Yeah, she could do a lot worse than just redoing OJ posts.
Well, I mean, is she akin to OJ? I mean, let's not call her a murderer.
No, but it's just like kind of the infamous sort of thing.
What if Bill Cosby showed up on Twitter?
I thought Bill Cosby died.
No, he's still alive.
He's still alive?
Yeah, I think he got out of prison, right?
Yeah, he's out of prison.
Well, if you thought he died, how did you know he was out of prison?
Well, he got out of prison, but I thought he died because he was getting out of prison. I thought he got like a compassionate release because he was dying. Are we sure he's not dead?
No.
Okay. I thought he died.
I don't think he's dead.
Okay.
At any rate.
Still alive, 87.
Still alive. Okay. Wow. Tanya looks 87.
And his wife's still with him.
Can we get Tanya Harding on the program? Can we talk about Tanya Harding erotic fiction? Do I need to go read some more Tanya Harding erotic fiction?
It's not going to
Wait, did she pen this?
No. Oh, this was before your time.
Yeah, I know not of what you speak.
Years and years ago, somehow Tanya Harding came up and someone had built an entire website dedicated to Tanya Harding. And I found it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And there was a section of the Tanya Harding fan page that was Tanya Harding erotic fiction. Nice. And people would write erotic stories about their encounters with Tanya Harding. And of course, I felt the need to share them with the fine people of Portland.
I like
Portland.
that.
I don't know if that webpage still exists, but I think I'm about to find out.
Look, it was hot.
Look, I mean, it got my attention. I'm a little sad that Buckley wasn't around for that. Involved that.
Dig through the archives.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, seeing someone after like ice skating practice, like maybe some massage work. There's a couple at bars.
Justin Tucker situation.
Yeah, people put a lot of effort into it. It was a whole community.
All right, well, the weather's moving in, and I've got some local sports news coming up next on In the News. Here's Buck.
From the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Brian Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan on the hardwood tonight. The Blazers are back at it after winning 5 of their last 6. They host the Magic at Moda Center. Matisse Thybulle is out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland's also recalled Ryan Repair from the G League. Tip-off tonight is at 7. Orlando favored by 5 points. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off is at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1 and right here on the Fan. Pre-game coverage on the Fan starts at 7 immediately following primetime. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs down in SoCal. A couple concerning stories in the sports world today. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier under federal investigation in relation to unusual betting activity when he was with the Hornets in 2023. And in Baltimore, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been accused of any inappropriate behavior and contact towards 6 different massage therapists. Tucker issued a statement calling the accusations unequivocally false. Meanwhile, round 1 of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am sees Russell Henley in the lead all alone after shooting an 8 under 64. There are 6 players tied for second at 7 under, including Justin Rose and Victor Hovland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
The original home of the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays 9 to noon, 1080 The Fan.
I doubt. What year was Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding?
That was like 95 probably. 94 or something like that.
Well, 96 was a summer game, so it probably had to have been like right before the 94 Olympics then, right?
Okay. Well, whenever that was, I don't know if the advocates were around. But do you know who needed an advocate?
Nancy Kerrigan. I think they all did.
Sweet Nance.
Well, Tanya needed one too. She had to hire an attorney.
Why?
She didn't have anything to do with it. She was an innocent pawn in Gillooly's ugly game.
Yes, but only one person was injured.
That's true.
And that was the great Nancy Kerrigan.
That was the great Nancy Kerrigan. But she did give us the why. Why? But yes, if you have been injured, and by injured, I mean clubbed, for nefarious purposes in the knee, that would indicate you should probably hire an attorney.
That's right. And that's why we want to tell you about Donican, Ken and Donnie from the Advocates, who are personal injury attorneys that if you get Nancy Kerrigan, the Advocates, they are here for you. They don't get paid until you win. So you want to call them.
By the way, get this.
Get on their sked.
You want your mind blown? 1994, January 6th.
So they probably...
Really?
This probably sparked the Advocates.
I would think so.
The catalyst for a great
This
thing.
is probably where all this comes from. I think we can trace the Advocates back to this very thing. They started in the Pacific Northwest, for God's sakes.
Lillehammer or something like that?
Yeah, that's the way it works.
The original insurrectionist.
The original insurrectionist, Jeff Gillooly.
Taking out
Nancy
Kerrigan.
Yeah. And that's where Don and Kenny come
That's
in.
right.
Donican, the Advocates.
They are committed.
Yes.
They will fight for you. They fight the insurance companies tooth and nail. They aren't afraid to go to court, and it doesn't cost you a thing because they don't get paid until you win, and consultations are always free. So if you've been injured, you need more than a lawyer. You deserve an advocate. Go to their website, advocateslaw.com.
The Winterhawks host their annual Hawks Fight Cancer Night this Saturday. The Hawks will debut their Fight Cancer jersey, and portion of the proceeds from the game and Fight Cancer merchandise sales will benefit local cancer fighting organizations.
The Fan.
Boys, I got a little treat for you. Come 6 o'clock.
Oh, great.
Yeah. A little something I like to call Tanya Harding Slave Girl. 28 chapters.
Whoa.
Yeah. Slave Girl? So is this more Tanya Harding erotic fiction?
Yeah, this is 1999 erotic fiction, copyrighted by your friend, the author. And I just want you to know that it does
who's the
have.
author?
It does. Well, it just says your. That's what he goes by.
Oh.
I don't think he puts his name out there.
Is it you? Is this your bit? You're trying to get your Tanya Harding erotic fiction?
I
you know he can't confirm or deny that.
I wrote this when I was like a sophomore in college, and I've been holding on to it for all these years.
Kind of tracking.
I just want you to know that someone wrote a story with 28 erotic Tanya Harding chapters. So come 6 o'clock, buckle up. Because
Okay.
I found a couple excerpts, and I feel like the people need this.
I'm sure they don't, but they're going to get it.
Yeah.
It is January 30, 2025. It is time for In the News. I'm your noted newsman, back in the saddle here. Thank you. Back from Las Vegas. Lost wages, am I right?
I see what you did there.
This segment here brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is National Croissant Day.
Oh, I love a good croissant.
Nice fresh croissant.
You can do a lot worse than the other day. Someone was, I think it might have been the morning crew, was asking best bread for a sandwich, and correctly put, someone was like, "Dude, you need to tell me what kind of sandwich we're having." Because there's not one universal bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're going breakfast sandwich, there's only one bread that
You can't do meatball with a croissant. That's not happening.
But you give me a breakfast sandwich, I only want one thing and one thing only to sandwich that thing, and that's a croissant.
Okay.
You toast a croissant, and you put some breakfast meat in there, maybe a fried egg. Oh, now we're talking.
Okay.
Get that English muffin right the hell out.
English muffin, way overrated.
I got no time for that crap.
It is also Yodel for your neighbor's day.
No, I hate my neighbors.
But do you like yodeling?
I don't mind yodeling, but
Are you a yodeler?
not for those old bitches.
Do you yodel?
No. I mean, I've yodeled before, but probably in some sort of comical fashion. I've never sat around and thought, you know what I should do right now is yodel.
Will you give us...
put him in jail!
Probably more like when I'm watching The Price is Right, and yodel and the little mountain climber, you know.
Will you give us a yodel?
I just did.
A good one? A big solid one?
I don't know if I can
That we can cut?
I don't think I can big one. I think all I do is yodel. I think that's the only one that I got.
All right, let's cut that. See how that works out.
See how that works?
What?
Thinking like some Bavarian milkers. Yeah, something like that. Maybe if I go to Oktoberfest sometime.
Big local sports news. I don't know if you saw, but former 1080 The Fan intern Brett Elliott has been hired to lead the football program at Lewis and Clark.
Yes. Linfield legend Brett Elliott, I believe.
Yeah. Of course, Lewis and Clark, the school of noted Odyssey Portland leader Ryan Cooley.
Ryan Cooley.
Played linebacker there.
Yes.
Prestigious institution.
I wonder if Brett Elliott's going to reach out to Cooley for his linebacking prowess. You think he's got time? I mean, Dusty does both.
See if this branch of Odyssey can add to their NIL.
Does Lewis and Clark have NIL? I don't think they have
Better hope so
scholarships.
if you want to compete.
I don't think they have scholarships.
Do you think we'll be seeing Dusty get a head coaching position one of these days?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Why not? Not qualified?
I don't think he's really. Well, I heard that they lost the state title game due to poor wide receiver coaching. I heard that's the weak link on that team, but I don't know if he's necessarily. I don't know if he's necessarily gunning for that job.
Now, in other local sports news, trouble in, I would say paradise, but it is not. It's just Monmouth, Oregon.
Yeah. Does anyone consider Monmouth paradise?
Western Oregon women's basketball players have sued the university for $28 million, alleging abuse and retaliation.
Is that like their entire budget forever?
9 former women's players filed a lawsuit in Marion County Circuit Court just yesterday.
Yeah.
Claiming retaliation from the school after they came forward with allegations of physical and verbal abuse from coaches just last year. Named in the suit are head women's basketball coach Jessica Petros, assistant coach DJ Marlowe, athletic director Randy Lydom,
Randy,
and the university president and dean of students. The 9 players are represented by Portland lawyer Jason Kafori.
No, I've heard he's good. He's no Donegan.
Of Kafori family fame.
They should have called the Advocates.
Yeah, so that's big news. They want $28 million in damages for what players described as bullying, verbal, and physical abuse in retaliation after say they were kicked off the team for having aired their concerns. 10 of the 12 players from last year's team did not return, including the 9 who filed this lawsuit.
It's no good. It's no good.
In the complaint, players said coaches would put them through excessive conditioning drills, causing bloody feetsies, vomiting, weight loss, dehydration, injury, and mental anguish.
Wait, I had all of that. Can I sue my dead offensive line coach?
They allege coaches punished players for injuries, commenting on their bodies, took their phones away, and threatened them with more conditioning if they complained.
I by the way, I am not kidding. Every one of those things, minus the phone, because we didn't have phones, was done to me regularly.
Well, it's a different time.
Well, can I go back and retroactively sue?
They made belittling comments.
Done.
Calling them brats or babies for complaining about alleged abuse and sought to constantly humiliate and pit players against one another.
That might be the nicest thing that my coach ever said to me.
It feels like you're describing just about every football program in America.
Yeah,
sports.
Like, I mean, honestly, this is
old hat.
I mean, like now I feel, I don't know, I feel wronged.
Go get your bag, Suk.
Yeah.
Somebody owes you some
The suit is more than 50 pages long, and it includes extensive, specific allegations of primarily verbal abuse and disregard for player safety and mental health.
I once was told that I had a possible broken neck and may not be able to play again. When I went to get an MRI, my coach called me a effing loser, and that's why I would never play again.
Dude, he's such an effing loser.
He's dead, though. I don't know if I can sue him, but, good luck to the Western Oregon women. By the way, is this the first time that anyone has ever talked about the Western Oregon women on this program?
Did you know that they canceled their season 6 games in last year?
Again, I believe this is the very first time we have ever discussed.
We didn't have that in the Hot Five?
I don't think we had that in the Hot Five. But.
Well, they did.
I don't mean to belittle them. That sounds terrible.
It does. You're being a bit of a jerk.
I just said.
But.
I'm sympathizing with them. This sucks. I went through it, and it's terrible.
The coach is still there.
Again, mine dead. So they've got one up on me.
Pietros.
$28 million.
$28 million.
Gosh.
Divide that by 9. What's that?
28 by 9. I mean, 2 and some change, right?
Yeah. For each.
Well,
player.
it should be 3 and some 28. It'd be 3 and a little bit of change. But then you got the attorney cut.
Well, you got to pay Jace.
Yeah, you got an attorney cut. So yeah, 2 and some change after taxes. You're bringing in 1.6, 1.7.
Well, the weather is moving in, JC Babes. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I heard it's actually going to be a little sooner than we thought, huh?
We haven't had any rain. Still hasn't rained for a while.
No.
But now, here comes snow.
Done.
Yeah, today makes 18 straight days of dry, which is a new record.
Wow. That's a new record, huh? For this time of year?
Well, that's what we reported in the news on Tuesday if we got to Thursday. So I think that's right for this time of year. One
of my neighbors across the street's got a roofing crew over there, and I've been making friends with them as I've been walking my dog in the morning. This was a big topic amongst them. They got to get the roof done.
Yeah, there's no rain. Comes down from heaven.
They're double timing it right now.
It goes drip, drip, drip.
Good dudes over there on that roof, though.
All right, so we'll get to what is going to happen, because we know. Next on The Fan.
This is The Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories, brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
Will Brandon Grant be available for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes and how that plays out. We'll see how the week works out and the 2 weeks work out.
Nick Sirianni, very non-committal regarding Brandon Graham for the Super Bowl.
Did he tear his pec or his bite? No, it was his tricep.
It was something up there, but he was back at practice today with his arm in a brace.
So he got the 2-week window open coming back from IR. So, if he plays, it'll be spot duty, situational, and he's been there before and come through on a big play. So something to keep an eye on.
Window into Sports brought to you by Window Nation. 60% off all window styles. 2 years interest-free financing. Schedule your estimate right now by calling 866-90-NATION or visiting windownation.com.
Slam Dunk in Vegas is a nationwide contest for a chance to win travel and accommodations for you and 3 friends to Las Vegas, plus $5,000 for each of you to fund the ultimate viewing experience for the first 2 rounds of the College Basketball Championships, March 17th through the 22nd. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Fan on the app for at least 1 hour for your daily entry. More info at 1080thefan.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
Save thousands. Be advised, this is a great opportunity to save thousands on a hot tub or swim spa. Friday through Sunday, Portland Expo Center. Save thousands. Be advised, this is a great opportunity to save thousands on a hot tub or swim spa. Friday through Sunday, Portland Expo Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Brand new 2025 inventory ready for immediate delivery. Portland Expo Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Portland Expo Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Come see the revolutionary new swim spa in action at exceptional prices. Portland Expo Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Portland Expo Center. Friday 2 to 8 p.m. Saturday 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Portland Expo Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Primetime with Isaac and Suk on 1080 The Fan.
All right. Hello. We do have a couple of quick in the news follow-ups before we continue with our hot snow talk. Snow that probably won't happen. But, you were talking about, or you asked the question, when's the last time Western Oregon sports was ever mentioned on our program? Mm-hmm. And a couple of the listeners bringing this story to our attention, and we did cover this.
Did we really? So this, I lied.
2008.
This is not the first time.
It was many years ago. 2008. There was a Western Oregon softball player who hit a home run in a game.
Home run.
Got to first base, missed first base, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
Went back to tag first base on the home run trot and collapsed with a knee injury.
I think, was this for in the national title game or something?
Now that I don't know. But what ended up happening was the Central Washington players who were out on the field carried her to home plate.
Yeah.
They carried her around the bases.
I remember something about that. It wasn't like her team couldn't have, and that I briefly remember that story.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
We
that was
covered it.
Western
And I wasn't
Oregon,
even up here, and I remember that being a national story.
Yeah. Oh, it was big. Yeah, big feel good story.
Western Oregon women's softball.
That's
huh?
right. That's right.
I would have never guessed that that's the Wolves, the Red Wolves, the Eagles, the what is the Western Oregon women? I want to give proper credit.
I don't know. The Hots. I don't know.
No one knows what Western Oregon is?
They are the Wolves.
Hey!
And their mascot's name? Wolfie.
Yeah.
I feel pretty
Pretty
good.
clever.
I feel pretty good I came up with red. Are their colors red?
I think
Now
they
you're
are.
asking too many questions.
Subconsciously, am I just in tune with the Western
I
Oregon?
think they are red
women?
and white.
You should go down there.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time in Monmouth. Remember the Dairy Queen in Monmouth?
It's popping, right?
Yeah, they're red and white, or red and black.
We have family there.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time in Monmouth, unfortunately.
Used to be a dry town. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
And another texter saying they could see Dusty being the local radio and high school football head coach version of Doug Gottlieb.
Boy, wouldn't that
And I could see that too.
Well, yeah, I mean, he bolts, right? Like, as soon as the show's over, he runs out of there to coach.
He could show Doug Gottlieb a thing or two about how to do that successfully.
Isn't Doug Gottlieb, isn't it like 3-20?
He's lost like 16 or 17 in a row.
They're tanking.
And I bet the show's ratings aren't great either.
Much
Maybe
like his
they aren't.
ratings. Okay.
God.
Winter weather.
By the way, if you Google Doug Gottlieb, it just says, Doug Gottlieb dealing with record losing streak. This from the Green Bay Post-Gazette.
Is he really dealing with it?
Well, I think he has to.
Or is he just cashing paychecks?
He's dealing with it.
Winter weather is on the way. And as John says on the text line, this almost always means that it won't happen.
Probably.
Because when we start talking about it happening, it gets everybody riled up, like my wife. Like, my wife is like queen of getting fired up about winter weather coming.
You don't...
She is the queen.
You have no idea. I'm already getting told the days that I can and cannot go into work by the BTJ for fear of being stuck at the studio.
I'm telling you, look, if we get snowed in, I want them to do our show for us.
Yes.
Then they would probably be snowed in too. I'm not really thinking this
Well,
through
we can
very
do
well.
it from, like, they can zoom it in.
Yeah, and they could talk about it. And I tell you, my wife, I'll put her up against anybody.
I would love to see them go head to head.
The winter weather fear mongering in our house, it is heavy.
It really is. Yes.
She can't fly. She's supposed to go to San Diego for something. She's like, I can't go. I'm like, babe, what? What do you mean you can't go? Again, I want to remind you, for the 500th time, think about all the cities that are in cold, snowy weather. Do you think every time it snows, they shut down the airport?
Shut it down. The answer to that question is
what world does she live in?
Lives in the same one that mine does.
The fear-mongering has begun. Now, what they're saying is 1 to 2 feet, perhaps even 3 feet of snow possible on Mount Hood. Now, that is not Portland, for those that are unaware. That is a mountain. And oftentimes...
It snows.
It snows.
I've heard that about mountains occasionally.
So I'm not really sure why this one has all of a sudden got everybody, including my wife, all riled up. Maybe it's not everyone. Maybe it's just my wife. Maybe I'm living in this.
Well, I think it's just because of when this happened this time last year. It was a disaster for everybody.
Well, it was, but does anybody read the actual story anymore?
No, they just remember what happened last year and think the same thing's going to happen again this year. That's what they're just jumping to conclusions.
The story is about Mount Hood, not Portland.
They don't care.
Rob, I can see Mount Hood
snow
from
and they hear
Portland.
snow in
It's
Oregon.
the same thing.
God.
As far as my gal is concerned, our studio may be at the precipice of Mount Hood.
Well, they are saying, I just saw a report from the great Matt Safino on my TV here, and he said that you could expect, it's possible that we get a rain-snow mix at times.
Ooh, a wintry mix?
From sea level to 500 feet.
Well, also know this, that my car is all-wheel drive, but I promise you, if there is a threat of snow, I will not be allowed to drive my car. I will be in the Bronco, and she will be at home. We're not driving in any sort of wintry mix. No. Yeah. And I will not be allowed to drive my puny all-wheel drive sedan. Nay.
Here's the best one. Make sure you chain up. Right. Like I'm gonna go spend 20 minutes putting chains on the tires for this.
I think it's illegal, by the way, to drive with chains on regular roads. I don't think you can.
She's got chains back there. She got them in the back of the car. Gotta have them. I'm like, will you return these?
Nope.
I'm telling you, we're never putting these on the car. This was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, still
like
there.
we're never putting it. They're in there.
But the one
Tag still on.
time you need them.
Don't you? I mean, you have all-wheel drive with a Subaru, and don't you have tires that when snow hits would be perfectly fine?
Yes.
So why would you need chains?
Could you come over to my house and explain that to her, please? She's clearly not listening to me.
So you have a Subaru. You don't just have all-wheel drive. You have symmetrical all-wheel drive.
That's right.
It's important when buying a Subaru. My car does not have symmetrical all-wheel drive, so I'm probably hooped.
And you crushed the Subaru.
Yeah.
We'll be equipped.
Yeah, not me. Regular all-wheel drive. Mine's not symmetric.
Dude, you're so screwed.
I'm probably hooped. Maybe the BTJ is right.
Well, that's all we have time for. That's, by the way, supposed to be like Saturday, over the weekend.
Yeah, it was supposed to come like Tuesday, Wednesday, but we moved it up a couple days.
Yeah.
So, I think we covered a lot, and I think we've all gone on a journey together today.
Yeah.
Journey of news and discovery.
It's a big weekend.
Oh, man.
Coming up next, it is time for the Hot 5 at 5. We have a myriad of stories, including one NFL player who you probably did not have on your bingo card being accused of being the new Deshaun Watson.
I did not.
That's next on The Fan.
The forecast calls for wet weather. It's time for Pub Beer's Wet January Report. Remember, dry January is fine, but don't judge people that need a beer with their football. Pub Beer, cheap fun.
Just outside a minute to go, they'll play out this possession defensively. 7-point game. Schroeder driving, gives it up the field. Oh my goodness, the facial.
Oklahoma City Thunder need a beer.
Yeah, here's more Buck, Oklahoma. I guess it's Golden State propaganda. He loves to throw in weird.
I just found something in the system. Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
Gary Payton
he is
threw
told to
down.
come up with audio for this, and he does his job.
Yeah.
Does he do it well? I mean,
Hey. The Oklahoma City Thunder apparently need a beer because they got their ass kicked by Golden State.
Yeah, apparently they've been exposed, I've been reading.
Yes, the mitten.
Dry January is fine, but don't judge people who need a beer with their football. Pub Beer, cheap fun.
Every year, as many as 19% of Americans participate.
Trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan. On the hardwood, the Blazers back at it tonight. After winning 5 of their last 6, they're hosting the Magic at Moda Center. Matisse Thybulle's out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland has also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. Orlando favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are down at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off for that one at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1, and you can hear the action right here on the Fan with pregame coverage at 7 immediately following primetime. Oregon, a 4-point road dog. Over on 9:10, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip-off time. Shante Legan's squad catching a dozen points on the road. And down at Pebble Beach, first round of the Pro-Am at both Pebble Beach and Spyglass today, sees Russell Henley in the lead after he shot an 8 under 64 at Spyglass. There's a group of 6 golfers tied for second at 7 under par that includes Justin Rose and Victor Hovland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now, Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's window into 1080 The Fan.
Good afternoon. At the tone, Pacific Daylight Time will be...
It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
One step closer to my own personal hell.
This is Primetime on Sports Radio 1080 The Fan.
We expect the best. We're not afraid to break someone. Do you hear me?
Primetime is your source for the best in local, regional, and national sports.
Go ahead and clap. Mediocrity deserves applause.
Isaac Rodman.
I'm miserable. I had to get up at 10 o'clock this morning.
Jason Sakanik.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Primetime on 1080 The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Thursday. It's your Sports Bros, Rop and Sook. I'm Rop. Big Sook's right over there.
By the way, my award-winning research department, namely me, I was looking up Doug Gottlieb at Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Wisconsin Green Bay?
Wisconsin Green Bay. He is 2-22, and he has lost 17 in a row. So when you asked, is he dealing with the losing streak? The answer is yes. He is dealing with...
Who'd they beat?
They beat Western Illinois.
Wow.
By 10.
Fire that guy.
Yeah. And then they actually blew out 82-57. They beat SIU Edwardsville.
Yeah. That's Illinois.
That's Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
Southern Illinois, Edwardsville?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's quite bad because they beat them 57-82. Although, hey, Edwardsville is 14-7 on the year. So, major upset.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, Doug Gottlieb, remember, he's early in the year, he benched his best player because you will learn to do it my way or you won't play. Apparently, Doug's way is 17 in a row.
Your way is to have a radio show in the middle of your basketball day.
Yeah.
He's a goober. Who thought that would be a good idea?
Wisconsin Green Bay.
I mean, that's unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Yeah. And honestly, I don't even blame him.
No.
I blame them.
I've never seen anything like it.
He's like, you're going to let me do both jobs?
Yeah, he's like, fine, I'll do it.
He has a full-time nationally syndicated radio show that he does while being a head coach. I mean, I would love to ask... And no one would answer it because no one wants to take shots, but I would love to talk to like Dana Altman or, you know, the Tinkler and just be like, with your schedule, could you find time to carve out, I don't know, about 5 hours right in the middle of your day to do a nationally syndicated radio program that talks about all sports? I would just love to hear or just even see the look on the Brush's face when you asked him that.
Which do you think Gottlieb finds easier?
Well, I would assume coaching because he's not doing it. You know,
that's kind of what I think too.
Do you think he thinks coaching's easier?
Yeah, I think he does.
Well, he can't win.
I don't think he cares. No. He is catching a great. He's like, dude, all I got to do is roll the ball out, run some drills every day for 2 hours. I don't care if we win or lose. They're still paying me.
Yeah. I mean, at least with the radio show, you have to have some semblance of what you're going to talk about. I mean, no offense, but. Can't you just you tell your assistant coaches, hey, this is what we're doing, and then you show up? I don't know. You show up for a walkthrough.
Is he a better radio host than coach?
Boy, yeah. The answer to that question is yes.
I think you're right.
Yes. It has to be yes.
Yeah. Who is the 2-7? Wait, 2-21? You said 2-19.
I think they're. I just
they lost 17 in a row.
They're 2-20.
2-20.
17 in a row.
Who is the 2-20 equivalent sports radio host? Don't answer that.
I'm not touching that
Yeah.
one.
All right.
Not touching it.
And as Deal says, Eastern and Northern Illinois better be on the lookout because Gottlieb likes to beat the Illinois schools.
I wonder if has he played any of the other directional schools? I'm gonna look, see if he's got the Campbell. The Campbell
Camels?
Camels? Yeah, they whooped his ass. Cleveland State hammered him. Michigan, he lost to Michigan Tech, for God's sakes.
Well, and there was the one that really went viral is when he complained about them having to play a D2 school and like, what are we doing when it's 2 degrees outside and we're making kids come to the gym in the middle? Like, he basically said it was stupid to have to go through the exercise of playing this less than school that they were supposed to beat by like 30, and then they lost to him.
God, this could not happen to a bigger dweeb.
He lost to
This is so great.
He lost to Purdue Fort Wayne. He lost to the Mastodons. I didn't even know Purdue Fort Wayne had a team.
All right, coming up, finally, talk of shortening the NBA season. A couple of While I Was Away notes. And in the club tonight, we will talk about, quite a midair collision over the Potomac.
Yeah, boy, that's terrifying.
So we will get to that. But, and apparently Suk wants to give you Tanya Harding Slave Girl erotic fiction.
I don't want to.
I'm telling you right now.
The people need it.
No, they don't.
Yes,
and
they
I'm
do.
telling you right now, I don't condone this.
You do. Yeah,
I don't. But there's
The
only
text
so
line
much.
has actually said they don't want this.
Yeah, they don't want this.
I believe I've already taken a passage from chapter 23 of the 28 chapters of Tanya Harding Slave Girl, and I'll just give you a little taste right here. Tawny tried to scream through the gag.
Oh, dear. Why is that funny?
It's a little taste of chapter 23 of what that's bringing to the table. And I like that they're calling her Tawny because, they're trying to keep it light, trying to keep it spicy.
Right now, the Hot 5 at 5.
Hot topics, hot opinions,
Oh, golly, I'm hot today.
and hot air. It's time for the Hot 5 at 5.
That's hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 on Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
No, I mean it. That's very hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 with Isaac and Sue. Brought to you on The Fan by Victorico's Mexican Food. Discover Victorico's new savory menu items. Order in-store, online, or get it delivered straight to your door at victoricos.com.
No, I'm not going to give you no cookie.
Number 5.
Well, ESPN has picked up their option to continue televising ACC sports through 2036. Believe it or not, that's not a huge headline, but it is a big deal for the ACC because had they not picked up that option, I don't know who televises that garbage.
I don't know. It's not good, although they did get 2 teams in the playoffs, so that'll be the last time that happens.
Well, had ESPN not picked up their option there, that deal would have ended after the 2027 season. So the league, they say they're going to try to create more top-tier matchups, including Notre Dame, maybe pit Notre Dame against Clemson more, that type of thing. They're still trying to settle lawsuits with Clemson and Florida State.
Yeah, because Clemson and Florida State want out, and the rest of the schools are just happy to be getting $30 million, so they're not, playing Pac-12 type teams. No offense to the Pac-12.
Number 4.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver suggesting taking games down to 40 minutes from 12-minute quarters to 10-minute quarters.
Because that'll solve the problem.
He says a 2-hour format is more consistent with the modern television element. He says they've also talked about only awarding 2 free throws for fouling a 3-point shooter.
I also like that he said nothing about shortening the TV broadcast. The commercials would stay the same.
That's right. And you will still be charged the same amount to watch less basketball. Actually, they will raise the rates. More of a premium
Yeah, because you
product.
get better basketball now.
That's right.
Isn't it weird that a couple years ago we talked about the decline of baseball and what sort of trouble they were in, and it's really been flipped on its ear. That basically baseball is robust right now, breaking revenue records. And I know the NBA's fine. They just signed that massive TV deal, but dude, their audience is shrinking.
Yeah. Well, and I guess if you use that example, baseball turned it around.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe the NBA can do the same. We will talk more about that story coming up in our next segment. New head coach of the Raiders, Pete Carroll, is bringing back defensive coordinator Patrick Graham.
His contract had actually expired, And he was up for other jobs, but they convinced him to come back. Apparently they like him, and Pete knows something about defense.
He was originally hired by Josh McDaniels there. Also returning to the NFL in 2025 will be Rams quarterback Matt Stafford. Nothing is official yet, but reports are he wants to be back in LA, but may want a new deal.
Yeah, that may be a bit sticky because, Matt Stafford can still sling it a little bit. He's really immobile, and his best days are behind him. So, how much do you want? How many years does he want? There's got to be an out in case the play declines. But if you're the Rams, I don't know where else you go. You have a really young, talented team that can win now. If you don't give Stafford what he wants and he walks, what the hell do you do?
A couple of other hires. Jets are bringing in former Cardinals head coach Steve Wilks as their defensive coordinator. And David Shaw, formerly of Stanford, will be the passing game coordinator for your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I think that's a sneaky little move. Everything you hear about him is that he is a really, really bright offensive mind and helps with the new OC.
Winners of 5 of 6, your red-hot and rolling Portland Trailblazers will host the Orlando Magic tonight.
Break them up.
Jeremy Grant, questionable with right ankle soreness. He only played 15 minutes the other night. Portland won by 22 over these bros in Orlando last week.
No one played for Orlando in that game, though.
The Magic, they are 500. They are losers of 12 of their last 17. We also get Oregon-UCLA tonight on the Fan after us. The Bruins winning on a last-second three-pointer back in Eugene in December. So,
let me see where Orlando's at in the standings.
Let's do it.
They're the 6th seed in the East.
They're right at 500, aren't they?
500, yeah.
Number one.
Remember, Danny always says the magic number for being in the top 6 in the lottery is 22 wins. Portland's at 18, so this.
So they're screwing the pooch there.
You can't afford many more of these W's.
And number one, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker, accused by 6 Baltimore area massage therapists of inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, this is bad stuff.
So much so that he had been banned from 2 spas. The time frame 2012 to 2016. He would whip out his wiener and sometimes rub his wiener up against them. What else did he do? He would
leave particles of himself behind.
Yeah,
that was the other thing.
Spread his DNA.
Yeah,
not good.
He
is denying all of this, by the way.
So it's interesting in that the 6, actually there's 7. The 7th hasn't really come forward yet. So they didn't know each other. Rumors of this, I guess, have been going around for years. There was 2 tweets that people in the Baltimore area had put out from 2021, so 4 years ago, saying that Justin Tucker was about to get canceled and that he had been banned from several high-end spas. And so I guess this rumor has kind of been circulating, and that's what happened. The newspaper heard these rumors, went and did some investigating, and found all of these women with the same story, that none of these women actually knew each other or knew of that he had done this to others.
It's not like one of those suits where like a bunch of people get together and come forward. They all were found out separately.
So, of course, he denies it, but boy, it sure seems like there's a lot of smoke here.
There is, but there's no way to prove any of it, and there are no criminal charges or anything. So I don't know how much will come of this, but maybe the NFL will punish.
Yeah. The NFL will look into it. Deshaun Watson never got charged with anything. He did have to settle a bunch of civil suits, and the NFL did punish him. So, look, Deshaun Watson got raked over the coals, and I'm not certain why Justin Tucker is necessarily getting the benefit of the doubt, other than 7 is better than 25. But, I don't think it looks particularly good for Justin Tucker, although to be fair, he has come out and denied all of this.
Hey, do you guys want any hot Pro Bowl dodgeball updates?
Someone just got hit right in the giblets.
And you know who threw that? Seahawk Leonard Williams.
Boy, I'll tell you what, getting hit in the fun bag, not fun ever. But I'm guessing Leonard Williams throwing a dodgeball and hitting you right in the cash and prizes, that can't feel good. It's no good.
Exclusive audio of the racking.
Do we see who got hit? I just saw the reaction.
It was Branch.
Yeah, it was
from Detroit.
Brian Branch.
Yeah, Brian Branch.
Whoops. Oh.
Hot 5 brought to you by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, a hit with the whole family. Order in-store, online, or delivered to your door at victorricos.com. When you think of flavor, think of Victor Rico's. All right, the NBA's floating out some ideas. Let's talk about it next on the
And also, who's in charge of your penis?
The long season gets longer.
Scoop.
Before we get to the NBA, this Pro Bowl dodgeball is being widely panned.
Oh, well, they're playing like wimps.
I say widely. This is just social media reacting, and usually social media live time reacting to anything is negative.
Sure.
So
yeah, very rarely do you get anyone that
They're like,
actually
"Oh, this
likes
is great."
anything.
But I've been watching every second, and it's not very entertaining.
Well, it's not because a lot of people are complaining they don't have any like you don't know what's going on. Like it's just a bunch of guys throwing balls at each other, which I know you love.
Big fan.
And there's no graphics. So it's AFC versus NFC.
Yeah.
And I know that because you could bet on it. Are your balls jiggling?
I see George Kittle right there.
I'm sure Buckley has a wager on this.
I do not. Wasn't offered at my book.
For some reason, Terry Crews is involved.
Yeah, so
he's like the MC, it appears.
They're just throwing balls at each other like the movie. And
hey, Brian Branch got hit in the junk, so there's that.
Nobody knows what's happening. The other thing is I'm seeing clips of Justin Jefferson trying to catch footballs out of a jugs machine.
Yes.
With giant cartoon hands.
Yeah, I saw he's wearing, I don't know what was happening because, again, no graphics, but it's on behind you. And so occasionally I look up and, yeah, he put on Hulk hands.
Yeah.
But they were painted white, and I don't know why.
Was it because they're Disney? Is it like Mickey Mouse hands?
They looked like Hulk hands,
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, it would I don't know. But they were painted white, and yes, he was attempting to catch it, and I did not see him catch a ball.
Can they just?
Well,
can't they just get rid of it?
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
I mean, they're
the NFL.
trying. Yeah.
They're they're probably making a lot of money off of it because they're the NFL. But maybe just take an L for once and call it good.
You don't even have to take an L. Just give the players some cash and be like, "These were the best players this year. Congrats, everybody. Let's all go home."
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, they're not going to play. Nobody wants to get hurt. It's a sport. The sport.
They've eliminated the game. They just play flag football.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this sport is not. So, in other words, they're not going to get the Pro Bowl back.
No.
So what are we doing?
It's
with
over.
Cartoon hands and dodgeball. Come on.
Yeah, I'm watching the Justin Jefferson thing. So you attempt to catch several balls just like one-handed with your regular gloves, and then as the bonus, you put on the giant Hulk hands.
So you get extra points. If
You get
catch
extra
them with
if you
I mean,
put-
what are we doing?
I don't know. Well,
what are we doing?
I guess we're putting on giant hands, and then
just put it out of its misery.
yeah, it probably at this point should be taken out back and shot. I mean, just do like a fashion night or something, right? They all like to dress up and just do something like that.
Yeah, do one of those Michael Rubin parties and just have a bunch of celebs show up and everyone wear their best, most expensive stuff, and
I'm still trying to process the giant hands because now that I'm watching it, and I can actually pay attention to it, it's something else.
And it makes me sad.
Someone said, I deadass want to see Cam Hayward on bench press 225 reps, but instead they're putting ludicrous music videos and Justin Jefferson with prop hands.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Didn't they used to, back in the 80s and 90s, didn't they have a pretty cool skills competition? With
they had the
quarterbacks?
O lineman and D lineman did bench press.
the
And
quarterbacks would dip the football in,
Yeah.
the little paint and hit the targets.
I think Larry Allen bench pressed, they would do a max. Like Larry Allen, I think bench pressed 600 pounds or something stupid.
And I'm surprised I'm saying this, but the kickers played horse and it was kind of fun.
Yeah,
they
I
would
remember
try to
that.
kick up, hit uprights from different parts of the field and stuff.
Maybe you could have Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker there and they could lead their own form of Pro Bowl games.
What do you mean by that?
So they might you might have to put
Honorary Captain Robert Kraft.
You might have to put that on Showtime. Cinemax. Who would have thought, by the way? Again, let's go back a couple years.
So who won?
No one knows.
They're shaking. No one.
I don't. I honestly couldn't tell you.
The
I think
NFC just won.
NFC won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure?
And they were in the blue.
But there's 3 different colors. Some are red, some are white, some are blue.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's
Yeah,
pissed.
I think dark is NFC and light is AFC.
Yeah, that's right.
Again,
no, Kittle's in the.
Yeah,
he's
dark is NFC. Yeah.
Is this become
he's in light though.
Is this
Kittle's in
become the
dark.
new NBA Celebrity All-Star game that derails this program?
Who's that guy? Oh, that's I love him.
Buda Baker?
Buda
Yeah,
Baker.
He's great.
Again, back to my original point.
Anyway,
who would have thought
what's happening?
That Robert Kraft would be the good guy in the NFL massage controversy?
What do you mean? Why is he a good guy?
Robert Kraft is the only.
He's not a good guy.
He
He's the
is?
least bad guy. He's the least bad guy.
Everyone participating in the Robert Kraft massage
least bad. Not
was
not
a
most good.
willing and compensated active member of what happened at the Orchid massage place.
I don't think that's right, is it?
Yes.
I thought they were
no.
looking into that because of trafficking.
No. No.
Well, that's what they originally said.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be no.
So there was no trafficking
No,
going on.
and Robert, they said on the video that Robert Kraft paid several $100s. He gave them a hug and a kiss, and then went about his merry way. He was the only one where everyone was an active participant. Therefore, I think we can conclude Robert Kraft, the good guy of NFL massage controversy.
You don't think there's some NFL player somewhere along the line that never harassed their masseuse?
Not that we know of.
Or masseuse.
At this point, I think we have no other option than to conclude that this is how the NFL conducts massages. And in that light, Robert Kraft, the good guy.
What if the NFL started polling masseuses all across the country and start handing out lack of harassment awards?
Well, you were out of the room at one of the breaks. I'm like, how many hundreds of players have done the same stuff Justin Tucker's been doing, and are just glad it's not falling down on
There's
their
a lot
neck
of guys
this week?
right now sitting there like, oh, crap.
Like, this has to happen all over the country with these guys.
Well, it's not even these guys.
Is this
Oh,
the new
people,
Catholic Church scandal right here?
Well, I mean, I bet if you brought in any female
Yeah.
masseuse,
Yeah.
they could tell you some horror stories.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the story in Baltimore, there's stuff in there where the masseuse is like, yeah, penises fall out and, erections happen and it's a thing, but we know the difference between that and like just, what Justin was doing, So, I mean.
And also who's in charge of your penis.
That's right. A
Then
fair
the
question.
bonus rewards program kicks in.
Absolutely fair.
I had 2 massage therapists that I went to for many years, and one worked with a professional sports team here in town, and she can handle herself. That gal is no nonsense. And I did ask her once when the Deshaun Watson thing came out, and she told me that once in a blue moon, someone would maybe go down a road that she didn't like. And she said she had ways to make sure that never happened again. Mm-hmm. And she goes, there's pressure points and elbows where you can make sure that before they even, the moment it starts to get to that line and she's like, I don't know if this is getting weird, she ends it right there. But and then my other lady had never worked with athletes, but she had great stories, and she said most of them were old men. She said the older,
that doesn't surprise me.
She said when you got above the age of like 65 or 70, she said they got really, really bold.
The
But
give and
also,
F meter drops way down at that point.
Yeah,
they don't care.
But it was also kind of hilarious too.
They've gotten away with everything.
Yeah, it was. So she said it was never like 30 or 40-year-old business guys. But if you got a wealthy guy that tipped real well that was 70, she goes, be prepared. That dude's gonna ask for some weird things. She had one guy ask if she would brush his nipples. She was like, brush your nipples?
I'm going to show you my boobs.
Yeah. Not massage. He wanted them brushed. And at that point, she's
here's
like,
a good
you can
idea.
probably go.
The text line has solved the problem. The NFL should just start a handy program. That's a great idea.
It would help keep Tyreek Hill from fathering more children.
Exactly. You want to protect your players?
This is like my Hookers as Heroes program that I want to implement for the struggling people of America. We're on the same page here. Robert Kraft could start it. He's got the money.
I think he knows a thing or two.
We tap into the OnlyFans community. We got this.
All right, we'll get to the NBA. Now, they're floating some ideas out there about changes. Big changes. Bigly. And we'll see what everyone thinks of those next. But first, Buck with SportsCenter.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on 1080 The Fan.
Brian Buckley with this SportsCenter update. First on The Fan, the Blazers are back at it tonight after winning 5 of their last 6. They host the Orlando Magic at Moda Center. Matisse Thybulle is out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. Portland has also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. Orlando is favored by 5 points. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off is at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1 and right here on The Fan. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 immediately following primetime. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs. Over on 910, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip-off time. Shantae Leggin's squad catching a dozen points on the road. And out at Pebble Beach, round 1 of the Pro-Am. The round split today over Pebble Beach and Spyglass. Russell Henley shooting an 8-under 64 at Spyglass has a 1-stroke lead on the field. There are 6 golfers tied for second place at 7 under, including Justin Rose and Victor Hovland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Tired of getting dinged by subscriptions? We won't send you a bill. Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan. It's time for Who's Leading the Charge. A look under the hood at the coaches, players, and teams getting it done. Brought to you by Battery Exchange.
He's got a huge opportunity at the Senior Bowl next week. He's going to be down there, so we'll get a chance to see him. I think, just the traits, we've seen that go sideways as of late when you just kind of go all in on traits and, some of the quarterbacking stuff isn't there. And you're like, okay, well, that's going to come. Sometimes it doesn't. So that's going to be what, he's a little bit of an enigma. But somebody will do it. He's going to go on day 2 just because the tools are so interesting.
That's somebody talking about Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah, draft analyst.
Out at the Senior Bowl. Not to be confused with the Shrine Bowl, which I have just turned on my TV here. I'm watching the Shrine Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's begun, huh?
Late first quarter, it is 0-0.
Jabbar Muhammad having a good game.
West and the East. I don't know, but at least they're wearing their helmets.
Yeah.
And I do see a Jayhawk out there, and I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Therefore, I will continue to watch this. Battery Exchange, who's leading the charge? Powered by Battery Exchange. Mention code BXT10 at checkout for 10% off your entire purchase this month online at batteryexchangewithanx.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Fred Meyer for thousands of appetizing ingredients.
It's getting very racy today on the program.
Wait till Tanya Harding erotic fiction. I don't know.
I hope you kids are okay out there.
I don't know if we're prepared for it, to be honest with you.
let's talk about just ramming it in.
Yeah, I may have to wait till tomorrow. This may have to be a Friday club. I'm not certain you can handle it right now.
I think you should bring it up when Joey's on tomorrow and see what happens.
You think Joey can handle Tanya erotic fiction?
No.
No, I don't think he can.
You rarely have good questions.
This one does involve Nancy Kerrigan, too. It's why I like Chapter 23. And a milking device. Thinking like some Bavarian milkers. What is happening right now?
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
There's a transition.
Is a proponent of a few changes to the NBA game, which he even qualifies by saying that he's probably in the minority and they will likely never happen.
The answer to that is yes.
Wait, what? The answer to what is yes?
It's not going to happen.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, he said, so I love when leagues do this. Manfred did this with baseball, all the big baseball changes several years ago. If it's even remotely controversial or radical, they will go on an interview and toss it out.
Float it out.
And see the reaction, because they don't have the balls to stand behind anything that the people don't want.
Yeah.
Even if it could be good for their game. Adam Silver is the latest to do this by going on an interview and saying that he wants to he would be a proponent of shortening games to 40 minutes because Olympic games are 2 hours. College basketball is, of course, 40 minutes and is generally an hour for the first half, an hour for the second half. And it would, so instead of 48, I mean, they're the only league that plays 48 minutes.
Yes. And that was his point. Internationally, it'd be in line with everyone else.
So he says he's a fan of 4 10-minute quarters.
Yes. Which, look, the only reason he's talking about doing this is because people are, it's not very popular right now. And people are tired and they find it boring and the style of play. But cutting 2 minutes off a quarter, what does that do? And he referenced the fact that at the end of quarters and the end of games, it gets drawn out. All you're doing is just drawing it out 2 minutes closer.
It's a non-solution.
It is absolutely a non-solution. It doesn't address any of the problems going on in the game whatsoever. And as far as a stat keeping and like a records basis, again, you're screwing everything up. I mean, I just don't know what the benefit of this is. And by the way, it's not shortening any games. The TV commercials are going to be exactly the same. They're not going to do away with TV inventory. So what are you doing? If you're sitting there in the arena, especially during national broadcast games, it's just going to be more downtime. So great. So we get 2 minutes less game and I get more time to sit there and watch nothing, or I get more commercials. I don't get what this solves.
They're saying one huge benefit of shortening the games by 8 minutes alongside a more compact television product could be player safety. Such a reduction in game time would reduce the NBA season by 656 minutes, the equivalent of 13 and a half NBA games in the current format.
Yeah, well.
And that's what I think they're doing. When I read this, I was like, oh, well, what they're trying to do is shorten the season because they know they should, but they're not going to shorten the actual season because of revenue. Each game brings in so much revenue and eyeballs on TV. So the next best way to them to do that is to just play a shorter time period in each of those games because they still make the same amount of money.
But can I ask another question? So if I'm playing a guy, let's see what like Giannis. We go with the old Giannis Antetokounmpo, or I don't know, like I guess he's taking whatever guy. Let's say you play 38 minutes a night, right? You're out there and that's you play 35 to 38 minutes. And I go from a 48-minute game down to a 40-minute game. Why wouldn't I still play 38 minutes? I'm keeping my best player on the floor and I get to play him the exact same minutes.
If that's their physical capacity, you just get them for a bigger percentage of the game.
Well, then maybe that's better for the game. Stars out there more?
I guess.
For more that we have. I mean,
but the ones that have issues playing back-to-backs are still going to have issues playing back-to-backs.
They're not going to play back-to-back. And if the whole point is to lessen the burden on players' knees, I don't think you are, because I think those guys are still going to play the exact same minutes or still take the exact same amount of rest.
Well, I mean, at some point you got to get your reserves in there.
Yeah.
You know.
I
mean, you're paying them.
Yeah. I just don't understand.
I don't know. I think the minutes dispersion would probably be, I think it would be commiserate to the.
You think?
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure there's some cases like you're talking about, but I would imagine guys stars would like to play fewer minutes on average, yes.
Yeah.
And if you shorten the games, they could play fewer minutes. I'm not advocating for this at all. I'm just trying to, see both sides of it.
I'm fascinated with the idea of giving someone a product that you don't really want to. Less and less people are enjoying, and your whole strategy is to give them less of it. I don't know. I'm confused by what exactly they're.
I think they're up against the 8 ball.
Yeah.
It's like if you're going to really improve that product, so many things to do that would take money out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And they are not willing to do that. So I mean, I think he's just simply, honestly, dude, I think Adam Silver is throwing stuff against the wall here.
Yeah.
And he said it in an interview. He said, I'm probably in the minority. He said, most people wouldn't go for this, but I would. Okay, let's see how that goes. And I think you're probably going to hear him do more of these things.
Yeah.
As All-Star, he'll have his big All-Star break. He'll make the rounds and he'll say some controversial things about things they want to change. But I just think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if they're really going to improve that product, it's massive overall. It's massive changes, and they're not willing to do those.
Vancouver Ford text line. So they're going to make us pay more for less. Brilliant.
Well, I mean that.
I mean, if you were going to a major,
that is the corporate way.
If you went to a Major League Baseball game and they said, "Okay, I got an idea for baseball. Right, we need to shorten the games. Let's just go 7 innings." Like, I mean, it's kind of NFL. All right, guys, playing 3 quarters.
Well, they sped up the games, Major League Baseball,
yeah,
and it worked great.
Yes.
So perhaps the NBA should look at that and say, well, these games, when you're watching a freaking NBA game,
drags on forever.
The last 5 minutes are the worst.
Yeah.
You have 8 million timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
You have 8 million commercials.
Yeah. Challenges.
The flow of the game is completely disrupted. Yeah. Work on that. Well, that would help.
And like college football did that. Remember, they stopped. College football used to stop the clock after every first down, and they figured that out. The NFL does the running clock when you run out of bounds. You know, it's like, I mean, there's ways to do this without, I don't know, just chopping off minutes, giving me 8 minutes less game time. I just find it puzzling that the idea is less of your product. If the idea of less of your product is better, I think it says something about your product.
Well, of course it does. And he knows that.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, who doesn't think that?
Yeah.
But Adam Silver has to toe this line of, well, we've got a great thing, but we might want to tweak, we want to make some changes, right? Like who is the biggest advocate of the NBA? It's Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
He's the commissioner of the league.
I mean, that is his job.
Exactly. So that's what you're hearing here is his rather clumsy, I think, attempt at tossing stuff out because he knows there isn't anyone who doesn't think the NBA sucks besides maybe Danny Meringue. I mean, there's NBA diehards. I get it. And that's fine. It's just to the masses, that product is absolutely
rough.
Terrible.
Yeah. And I feel like
it didn't always.
No,
it hasn't always been that way.
No, I wonder, I'm trying to think with football because baseball went through theirs. Hockey certainly went through theirs. I mean, you're not a big hockey guy, but Buck remembers that there was a neutral zone trap thing.
Yes, it made the game unwatchable.
It made the game unwatchable. It was brutal, and they had to address it. And then there was an imbalance without a salary cap, and that was addressed. So the NHL went through theirs. Major League Baseball certainly went through theirs. The NBA is going through theirs now. Did football? I mean, we had the kneeling thing, but that really. Concussions.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is they opened up or they protected quarterbacks better.
Yeah.
Because those guys, everybody was getting hurt.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And they still are to some degree.
Well, I just mean,
but it's gotten better.
You imagine if we played with these quarterbacks, but you played under the old rules, dude. People would be dying. Yeah, I feel like every time something comes along to the NFL and they were like, oh my God, this is what's going to take down the NFL laughs and like tussles its hair, gives it a fresca and sends it to bed. Like, whether it was the injury thing, whether it was the softening of the game, because remember, that was a thing for a while. A bunch of candy asses, you can't hit anymore. It's all out, can't play defense. Concussions, and then it was the Trump calling a bunch of whatever losers and fire their asses, and we can't kneel, and I'll never watch the NFL again.
These people are crazy. There's something wrong with them.
Nothing stops. Boxing had their issue. Like, boxing's become irrelevant. Golf's going through a huge one right now. The NFL just kind of seems to
You've got to kick him off the tour.
The NFL's the one league that you just.
It's because
you can't touch it.
Part of it is the NFL has such a good product.
Yeah.
Even if, there are going to be tweaks, there are going to be changes, you have to keep up with that or else you fall behind, right? Yeah. The NFL, it's easy when you're on top and you have this many eyeballs to stay, to keep tweaking it for the better. The NBA, they had opportunities, I think, many years ago to tweak it and keep growing into the future, and they have sat on their hands, and now all of a sudden you look up, and it's really been in the last 3 or 4 years where the three-pointer's just gone bizarre or bananas. They have a real problem now.
And you got guys that don't want to play. Guys are sitting out. The style of play, like you said, is bad. You got guys now going to be making $100 million a year.
And there's zero development of American players.
No.
It's you find out when a kid is 14 or 15 that he's going to have this freakish level of athleticism, and you just fast track him through all the AAU stuff. He never plays tough basketball.
And that's another
never
problem
learns
the NBA
anything.
has is you look at the MVPs and you look at the guys coming up, and look, you can call this xenophobic or whatever you want. Look, bottom line is it's an American sport, and people want to root for homegrown American players. And when you've got the Jokic's of the world, and even to an extent the Wembys, and you've got this great influx of great foreign talent, it is a problem. A lot of people want their homegrown hero, and it's not. Look, it's not happening.
You've got a league that any changes to make it way better, like first of all, there has to be a lot of them, and they have to be radical.
Yeah.
Right? The NFL, it's incremental.
Yeah.
They keep up with it. They do not let their league get to a place where it's catastrophic and you have to make these, because people don't like radical changes, right? If you're ahead of the game like the NFL has been, you can tweak and change and grow and continue on a good path. The NBA did not do that. And Major League Baseball did not do that.
Yeah.
They had to come back in with radical changes here recently, and it worked.
Yeah, and it ruffled some feathers, but it worked.
Definitely ruffled feathers, but it is a way better product,
Yeah.
and they are reaping the rewards of that. Has the NBA let it get too out of control? Like, dude, you can have to change everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's tough.
There are so many radical changes you got to make to bring that thing back that I don't know how Adam Silver does it. They're going to need a new commissioner, first
And there's
of all.
so many bad teams too. There really is. I mean, can we just be honest? Like half of that league is unwatchable.
Well, yes.
I mean,
now, in fairness to all sports, most leagues have a third or so. I don't know about half. Most professional leagues, there's some really bad ball. I mean,
Sure.
NFL is, when you watch the freaking Jags play the Titans, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's not like it isn't like in the NBA. It really is.
Well, there's a lot of and Dwayne says it on the Vancouver Ford text line. I think he's right that the Players Association, somewhere along the way in the NBA, the Players Association got way too much power.
Yes,
and too greedy probably,
and that has really hurt that league. Yeah. NFL, the owners are in charge.
Yes,
and you can debate the merits of that and the fairness, whatever. It's just
hammer.
the way it is.
Yeah.
It's their league, and they're going to control it. The NBA, it's the opposite. It's the tail wagging the dog.
Players league.
Yeah, and players are just. This is why they seem pampered. This is why they seem lazy. This is why they seem, not committed. All these things. It is just not. That is so. Think about all the decisions that had to happen over time for it to get to this point. And then you add in analytics of the three-pointer, and now mid-range is completely gone. And you add in just the development of the athlete, the athleticism. Look at Wemby. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing the league does have going for it, is that it has
athletes in the world.
Some of the best specimens in any sport, anywhere, doing some amazing things, but they don't showcase it. Mm-mm. So it's just that, man, dude.
I got Anthony Edwards now taking half of his shots that are three-point jump shots.
So the player, dude, I've always said this. I've said this since 1980. Guaranteed contracts need to go away. They will never, because they're collectively bargained, and the Players Association will never give that back.
Yeah.
Okay, that needs to go away. In the NFL, you got to play well to get paid, or you get cut.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
All you need to know, look at a guy like Embiid or Zion, right? And the hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts that they get. And they play a third of the games. Put that in the NFL, you're gone after 1 year.
And play so college basketball plays, 40 games before they get to a postseason?
Yeah.
Play 40 games.
Yeah.
If you got rid of guaranteed contracts, made guys play for their money and perform for their money, and shorten the season all the way down to where it really does create on a game-by-game basis, it creates urgency. You have one of the best sports products out there.
Yeah.
They'll never do any of that. They've let it slip way too far.
Did you
greed or whatever it is, and they can't put that genie back in the bottle, I don't know what they do.
Did you see the Zion Williamson quote today? It felt like a microcosm of the whole problem that we're having today.
Yep.
And I'll pull it up here, but basically he's not playing back-to-backs right now, and he was asked about that, and he says, let me make it clear to everybody out there, if I could play in the back-to-backs, I would. Physically, yes, I can, but I work for the Pelicans, and they have decided that based off of the numbers, it's not smart for me to do that right now. If that's what they feel, I'm rocking with them on that. So you have a guy who's supposed to be part of your next generation of big superstars who's saying, I could go out there and play more, and his team doesn't want him to, and he's like, but I'm cool with that.
Yep.
It's a huge problem.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what they do.
I would like to point out that the Bills and the Chefs,
good luck.
That game, damn near 58 million people.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck, NBA.
They're doing great. Hey, just remember LeBron said Christmas, it's our day.
But they can share it. All right, we'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Oregon athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Paid attention to the trenches. The guy who I liked the most coming in on the offensive line, Josh Connolly out of Oregon. You see the quick feet. You saw him win at the end with compete period. He looked good, even a little bit at right tackle.
Yeah, Connolly got a raw deal because the Mike Green guy, who's actually one of the best prospects, he caught Connolly in one bad rep, knocked him over. Connolly is going to be a top 20 pick and is one of the better tackles.
Yeah,
and
he got one bad play on tape, and everyone's going nuts.
You listen to everyone at the Senior Bowl who says he has had a really, really nice week there, but of course the internet takes one thing and we blow it up.
Well, the scouts won't care about that.
Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right and fast by a team that's focused on innovation, collaboration, and creativity, you want Mods PDX. At Mods PDX, we craft beautiful, sustainable, energy-efficient buildings of the highest quality. Our modular approach means your project can be completed faster than traditional construction, and our team of uniquely qualified architectural and trade professionals have the expertise and experience to make your vision a reality. Visit us today at modspdx.com.
The home of Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt. What's your read on Dylan Gabriel as an NFL quarterback? Yeah, look, I love Dylan Gabriel. He was a gamer. He had an unbelievable year this year for Oregon, won a lot of big games, was clutch in a lot of big moments. I think he's incredibly accurate. He has had a ton of reps and a ton of experience. I unfortunately can't get over one thing and one thing only with him. And I hate to do this because I am similar sized. It's the size thing.
Dirt and Spray. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on 1080 The Fan.
In the dynamic world of programmatic ad buying, Viant is your ultimate CTV partner. Target with precision. Buy with confidence. Viant empowers you with AI-driven technology that reaches your audience where they engage most, ensuring your message hits home. And the campaign results? Transparent, thanks to Viant's advanced measurement suite. For media buyers who demand the best, Viant delivers. Viant, elevate your CTV campaign performance.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by February 12th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience. Or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Winterhawks host their annual Hawks Fight Cancer Night on Saturday, February 1st at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The Hawks will debut their Fight Cancer jersey, and a portion of the proceeds from the game and Fight Cancer merchandise sales will benefit local cancer fighting organizations. So join us on February 1st, and together we can stand up against cancer. Learn more about the night and get your tickets now at winterhawks.com. And go Hawks!
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
At David's Bridal, love is in every stitch. From the initial sketch to the final details, each style is designed
I scared someone. I psyched him out.
You did.
Well, I said I was going to wrap it up next, and he was, wait, no club? No.
Nah.
Because that is what you say at the end of the third segment of the club is we'll wrap it up next
Nah,
time.
I know.
Wrap it up.
I know. I shouldn't say that because it scares people. Like, the show's over. The show's not over.
The show's not over until
Sports.
Red Ships of Spain plays.
That's right. Sports.
Red Ships of Spain.
Well, wait, that would indicate the show's over.
Now, Buck,
just kidding.
You terrified
Just
him
kidding.
even more.
Just kidding.
Although I will say, when I'm out and about and I hear Walk of Life, I do think, I'm like, what, I'm done? Like, if I'm just like
It's weird.
If I'm at a restaurant or I'm just driving around and I'm like, instantly I'm conditioned. I'm like, what, we're done?
I was waiting for like a prescription somewhat recently, like just at the pharmacy, and I hear the I'm like, well, I guess I should leave now. No, nope, I still need to get my thing.
Because I don't hear Red Ships of Spain out and about quite as much. It's not as popular as Walk of Life.
Well, we're done bitching about the NBA. We'll go back to not caring about it. Although, we could maybe talk about the Blazers tomorrow. If they win again tonight.
Yeah.
What?
We talked about them a little bit yesterday.
did
Like,
you?
what the hell are they doing?
What are they doing?
We don't know.
Well, they're on the precipice of doing something silly, but again, no one has tanked better after the All-Star break in the last 3 years than the Blazers.
But why do you have to wait?
Yeah, exactly. I guess the question is not what are they doing? The question is what were they thinking?
That's a good point.
Setting out, just from the very start, they were not on the same page, and now it's backfiring.
Yes.
What were they thinking putting Chauncey out there? Chauncey wants to win.
He needs to win
He's
for his own
job.
reputation.
You didn't give him an extension, and you expected him to just lose games for you?
It's like when the Bears let Lovie Smith coach that last game. Whoops.
God.
Texans did this. Yeah, if your job is to lose games, don't have a coach that's desperate to win games in charge of the organization. So what you're telling me is
Unbelievable.
top to bottom, not necessarily on the same page.
Doesn't
Shocker.
seem it.
No.
All right, the club is next. The mid-air collision over the Potomac we shall discuss. And Suk, against my better judgment, would like to read more Tanya Harding erotic fiction to you.
Pretty excited
over
about
the
this.
airwaves.
I have to do some creative editing. I have to skip around a bit.
So grab the kids, the wife, huddle around your radio.
It's hot stuff.
That's next on The Fan.
At David's Bridal, love.
Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on The Fan, just about an hour away from tip-off at the Moda Center. Blazers back at it after winning 5 of their last 6. They're hosting the Orlando Magic tonight. Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, both out for Portland. The Blazers have also recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip-off is at 7. Orlando's favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1 and right here on The Fan. Our pregame coverage on The Fan starts at 7 immediately following primetime. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs. Over on 910, ESPN Portland, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip-off there. And a couple of concerning stories in sports today as Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was under federal investigation in relation to unusual betting activity when he was with the Hornets in 2023. Rozier is yet to be charged with the crime. But in Baltimore, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been accused of inappropriate behavior towards 6 different massage therapists. Tucker's issued a statement calling the accusations unequivocally false. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Jump back to earlier parts of your favorite fan shows on the Odyssey app. The only way to rewind Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan. The following show may contain adult themes not suitable for children.
Shut the hell up.
Club 1080 with Isaac and Souk.
It does go well with a chicken.
I didn't know hanging out with you was making me smarter. Full disclosure, Morty, it's not. Temporary superintelligence is just a side effect of the mega seeds dissolving in your rectal cavity. Oh, man. Yeah, and once those seeds wear off, you're going to lose most of your motor skills, and you're also going to lose a significant amount of brain functionality for 72 hours, Morty. Starting right about now.
Club 1080 with Isaac and Souk is brought to you by Pub Beer, the official beer of Cheap Fun.
They cut hair makes because they're listening to Kids Bop. Oh, no.
Come on, Bourbon.
I'm sorry.
Let's be great, baby. Let's be great.
Let's hate, man.
Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's be
You
great.
gotta never think of it. Rock it to the dawn.
Let's go. Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's go. Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's be great.
Magistics?
Let's be great. What? Let's be great.
It's chicken.
Let's be great. Come on, let's go. Let's be great. Come on. Let's go. Let's be great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's be great, baby. Let's be great. Come on. Let's be great. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's be great, baby. Come on.
I know that I'll probably have to join a white supremacist gang.
Hello.
Finally, but not last.
The tournament.
And also, who's in charge of your penis?
That's a new drop from today.
No one really knows.
Who is in
Is
charge?
anyone really in charge? I'm Jason Sakanik. My penis is very, very important. Boy, this show really has been something today.
Yeah.
People ask all the time, like, what did we do during COVID?
Merry Christmas.
I just would like to offer this show as Exhibit A.
Yeah, if we've got 4 hours here, I think we've hit maybe 25 minutes of sports stuff. Maybe.
This was a very COVID-y show today.
It did have a COVID feel to it. And I beg to differ. I mean, a lot of the stuff was sports-centered.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
hello.
but it got off the rails quickly and oftentimes.
Hello. Did you not hear the Robert Kraft talk?
What is Colorado Rockies?
Yeah, we were talking about the Colorado Rockies, for God's sakes. Tanya Harding? What's more sportsy than Tanya Harding, for God's sakes?
Nice transition, but I won't allow it.
Personal foul, false start. Wait, why were we even talking about?
About what?
Was today Nancy? Oh, no, she was on Twitter.
Yeah, Tanya Harding.
Well, Tanya's on Twitter, and also Nancy's very upset about the plane crash we're about to talk about.
Nancy is?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
because
yeah.
it involves a bunch of face
So the
skaters.
thing was, Tanya Harding.
Oh, that's what it was.
Tanya Harding has set up a Twitter account or an X account.
Hello, Twitter world.
Yeah, she did do that.
And
she looks.
She looks terrible.
It's rough. Yeah.
And I don't want to say that.
I
I'm not
know,
trying
it's
to insult
hard,
her.
but
She's
look,
just-
Less than she looks terrible, she just looks old.
Well, she just
I mean, she has
clearly
aged a lot.
parties. I mean, come on, you can.
Yes.
A lot of dead gives in there.
Everyone knows that when you see a car that's maybe a little bit older, a late model sedan, everyone knows whether or not that car has been washed, waxed, put in a garage, or maybe just left out under an old oak tree, and a squirrel is taking up a nest in it somewhere.
So she's on Twitter. She starts an account and she posts a video like, "Hey, can't wait to interact with all you guys." And
hey, she got my follow.
Oh, you followed her?
Yeah.
All right.
Someone did tweet me and said, hey, your girl's on there, and referenced that's how I thought about the erotic fiction. And so, yeah, I felt that Tanya Harding deserved a follow from me. I don't think she's tweeted anything else.
How long before you unfollow her? 2 days? Next post?
I don't think she's posting anything.
Well, she will. I mean, she's not gonna. You know why she's on Twitter?
Well, she's trying to grift for some money.
Exactly. Some people are telling her this is a way to make some money.
Her last one 7 hours ago. I'm absolutely blown away, all caps. See? Erotic fiction. By the amount of love and support I've received since joining X last night. I love you all so much. XO.
Yeah.
Wait. All caps, see erotic fiction? How does that work?
Well, I'm just saying, she put in all caps, blown away.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Just saying.
Good catch, Buck.
Thought that was unusual that she all caps to that.
Look,
you want to go blow some ducks?
Hey, 24,000 people in one day.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a lot of people that have had a resurgence on social media.
Yeah,
like
weirder
it's
than,
not the
than
worst.
Tanya Harding.
Exactly. She's got a big name, and if she's good on there, you never know what could happen. I mean, isn't this the whole
Is
thing?
she going to be good on there?
No, probably not. But you never look, man.
Hey, there is a lot of people on here. We're getting a lot of. We missed you. Some of us were always Team Tanya. We love you, Tanya. Welcome.
I think the thing about her that rubs me the wrong way is she's always presenting as if she's not Tanya Harding. She's this famed figure skater. And that's just it's just not true. Like she's Tanya Harding. She's the one that galoolied Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
But she's got this whole when she's at the public persona is totally ignoring that. Like I'm not expecting her to lean into it. I'm just saying it's just weird.
It is weird.
And
that whole situation is weird.
The whole situation screams for her to just go away and drink and smoke. Okay?
Which she's been doing, to be fair.
That's true.
For 2 decades, she was getting
That's
it right.
What she did.
But to pretend, now be back and be like, oh, I'm Tanya
what's
Harding.
going on, guys?
American, what's anything
It's
going
kind
on?
of like
in
she
the
just
world?
popped up out of nowhere. It's like, so, what's the haps?
Come on, she's a running joke.
Hey, Twitter world. Well, I don't know. Hey, she's got a lot of love and support.
Well, I think that's good. I hope that could be a thing that helps her in life.
Yes.
I don't know.
In all honesty,
social media people.
She's had a rough go of it. Some of it her own doing, and by some of it I mean all of it. But maybe she.
Yeah, maybe this is good for her. But she did it on the day when the U.S. figure skating community had to come out and talk about 14 of their people dying in that plane crash in DC.
It's not the best look in the world.
What is she doing?
I think it was a rotten coincidence. I hope it was a rotten coincidence.
I hope so,
If
too.
someone got together and was like, "Hey, I know you've been thinking about doing this, and figure skating's in the headlines. You should do this now." Then let's just say I take back all of my erotic Tanya Harding fiction.
No, I thought she posted that before we knew who was on the plane.
I don't know. I was alerted.
I think that's the case.
I was alerted by a listener. I think Deal might have alerted me too.
Well, Deal's on it.
It was Deal. If someone's going to know that Deal, or that it would be Deal, he would be aware of this. That or Mike in Ridgefield.
Well, that was quite a midair collision.
It is terrifying.
Yeah, all caught on tape.
Yeah, everything's caught.
Do
on.
the kids
is
say
there anything
tape?
not caught? Yeah, not
camera.
Yeah, no one had an 8-track out there.
The tape, you had
like
to
a
splice
handheld
the tape.
8mm.
Did you ever splice tape?
I have spliced
your
tape.
early days in radio.
I have spliced tape.
Well,
once this is a 100% true thing. My copy of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. If you rewind one section of a tape,
I bet I know the section.
You can't watch it anymore.
you cut out like a little section of it, and then you tape, and you miss like a little tiny bit. But
what happened to the red bikini scene?
You get the gist of it. Look, there was a lot. I was like 12 years old. There was a lot of rewinding. Just don't judge me. Cinemax didn't come in very clear all the time. Wasn't like today. Kids today have no appreciation for how hard it was back in the day.
So has anybody seen Sully Sullenberger yet? Have they woke him up from his slumber to consult
It's my
him
guy,
on?
Danville native.
I
Sully
would have
Sullenberger.
thought by now that he would have done.
Surely
some
he's
sort of-
out there talking about. I mean, he has nothing. He has no ties to it whatsoever.
No, but
we need to get him on to talk about.
Can I
what happened.
You know my thing on public grieving and how much it bothers me. But this is a two-pronger here, because while the public grieving thing is ridiculous, this poor bastard that I think it was an ABC crew that stuck a camera in his face.
I saw that.
Absolutely kiss my rosy red ass.
Whose face?
So ABC News, obviously everyone descended upon this, right? And there was this poor bastard who my heart is just shattered for. He's sitting there, like on the tarmac, like with the emergency vehicles out in front of him, and he's sitting there and he's just zoned out. And somehow someone finds out that this guy's wife was on the plane.
Oh, dear.
And ABC News comes and crams a camera in his face, and they start looking at his phone, and they're having him read the texts.
Yeah, she got service again.
Yes.
And she was like texting on their descent, like, hey, we're landing. And they caught up with him, and he's like, not having to, but he ends up like going through these texts live on the air with these people.
To put the camera in someone's face. And the worst part is at the end, he's like, yeah, he goes, my last couple texts didn't go through, and that's when I thought something was wrong. And he goes, I believe they're going to pull her out of the water any minute. Like, you can see this glaze over his face as he knows, but he's trying to hold on to some sort of hope. And they've got the camera right there. How effed up is that? That some news producer, some jackass was like, hey, we got breaking. We got a family member.
We got a victim's family member.
We got to cut live to this right now. We got to have this guy read the text message. What an absolute scumbaggery thing to do to that guy.
Isaac, I regret to inform you that Sully has been contacted for his thoughts on this, and they're all over the place.
Of course they are.
Someone on the YouTube says that he's already been on CNN.
Exactly. He's the guy.
Sully is, quote, devastated after this, quote, catastrophic event. So,
like, what? The way we handle
this is how the news operates.
Yeah, the way we handle things, like, this is like the worst thing that can happen to someone.
Hey, remember this guy? He was a pilot. Let's ask him.
Yeah.
Well, he landed on a river.
Yeah.
He was a pilot.
No one got a chance to land the plane. Did you see like the wreckage in the water? Dude, it's just nightmare fuel. The only saving grace is they say that the people on the helicopter never knew what hit them, and that the people on the airplane probably had about 2 seconds to be like, what was that? And then it was done. They said the impact would have,
Well, they said this is the first in-air collision in the U.S. in 16 years. And I thought about that for a second, and I went, wait, 16 years?
Yeah.
Because my first thought is, when you see something like that, you're like, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Dude, it never happens. I mean,
well,
flying is really safe.
But 16 years, actually, if you go look at how often it happens, it happens way more than you think.
But not
mid-air collision.
Not domestically. And if they do,
I mean, some of them are domestic.
Yeah, but this is the difference is they're saying this is a major carrier. Little independent planes crash all the time.
That's fair.
Because you got Johnny Jackass that has like 7 hours of flying under his belt, decides to go slaloming through some. Who was the Yankees pitcher that did that? Was it Corey?
Corey Lytle.
Yeah,
Corey Lytle.
Corey Lytle had just gotten his pilot's license and decided to go cruising some rooftops.
But I don't think that was a mid-air collision. I think he just hit a building.
He hit a building.
Right.
But, that happens with...
I'm talking about mid-air.
Plane hitting another...
It never happens with major airline carriers.
They said it's the first in 16 years, but that to me is like, that's not that long ago.
Remember it almost happened with that freaking Gonzaga plane the other day?
Yeah, that was...
On the tarmac.
Yeah, it came
But,
close.
I mean, one of them was moving or getting off the tarmac, I think. Anyways.
Well, when we step board, I don't know about you, but when you step on a plane, I never think about that.
Me neither.
No.
I always think about the terrifying spiral down to a, like a 10-minute descent down to death.
Yeah, the jet, the engine goes, then the other one.
I always think about that. I never think about the in-air collision.
No.
I'd rather have the in-air collision.
Whenever I think of the...
want one.
Whenever I think of that, I think of Fight Club. Because in Fight Club, that's his vision, is that he just wants to get hit in a mid-air collision, and they show the scene of it, and like that's what I think of.
Now, how does that happen?
Well, so no one really knows for certain. So I read about 1,000 different stories on this. I'm always fascinated by aviation. I think that stuff is very, very interesting. I got to go into an air traffic control tower once, and it was like I was like a total nerd. Blew me away. One of the working theories that I saw, which was like, and they have a simulation of it. They did a computer simulation. A guy did it on a simulator. It was really creepy. So we do know that the Black Hawk helicopter, the military helicopter, was blacked out. No lights. So it was flying a training mission, and it had no lights on it, so the jet probably never saw that. But the air traffic controller was talking to it. It knew that it was there. And the jet that was coming in was on normal approach. Everything was fine. And there's communication, and the aircraft controller was telling the helicopter, hey, there's a jet coming in. One of the working theories, the one that I've seen that some people are saying, hey, this actually looks like it's got some teeth to it. And when you see the simulation, so that was a smaller jet, right? It had 64 people on it, and it was coming in. Right behind it, on a slightly different angle, was a big, like 747, a very, very large jet that would have been much brighter, much louder, all of that. And when you look at the simulation, if you look from where the Black Hawk was situated, when they were told that there was a flight incoming and that you should, you should move.
They recognized the wrong flight.
It recognized the wrong
aircraft.
The wrong flight. They thought that, and when you see it, you're like, how did you do that? But when you see this big giant airplane coming in from a different angle, this guy who's a aviation expert, he said that he thinks it's a real possibility that they thought they were fine and had a lot of time because that jet was way behind the other one, and they were fixated on whatever they were doing. They were told, hey, you have a plane coming in, be aware of this. They look up, you see this big jet in the distance, and you think, I'm fine. And they didn't see it until the very end when it was like, oh my God, it's upon us. And that the airplane probably never saw, because the airplane made no attempt to move.
No, it just kept on its path.
They said the jet probably never saw the Black Hawk helicopter literally until it was 10 feet in front of them. They were going, he said, anywhere from 150 to 190 miles an hour. Never saw it. And
yeah, I was surprised to read that they said it's not uncommon for military operations like that to share airspace with those airports.
Yeah.
Feels like it should be uncommon.
Yeah, they say that happens all the time.
When you hear have you listened to any of the air traffic controller stuff?
No.
So it's talking to the Black Hawk helicopter, and when you see the flight path, the Black Hawk's kind of winding around. I mean, it's doing some sort of training flight, and it's kind of all over the map, and you can see it actively dodge. I mean, not dodge, but it gets out of the way of like 3 or 4 other flights. And the air traffic controller gets on the horn to the Black Hawk and says, basically, hey, we're really busy. We need you to go to a different airport. I think that when they say a training mission, it's possible they were saying that the Black Hawk may have been flying around an airport, kind of avoiding things. Like that was the whole point of this, was to kind of move out of the way of things. And the air traffic controller was like, hey, we're busy. We got multiple flights coming in. And they were trying to, I think they were saying, can you go to Baltimore? They were trying to direct it to another one, and maybe the speculation was the Black Hawk thought, okay, well, we'll get out of the way of this big one coming in, and then we'll go about our way, and they just never saw the... It's like how we always say, like, how do you get hit by a train? How do you not see it coming? You're fixated on something else.
Well, and then here's the other thing. I don't know if you saw the report from the New York Times, but it says that the air traffic control tower was at, it was not normal... There's not normal staffing for that time and day for that volume of traffic. It said that the person handling helicopters in the vicinity was also instructing planes that were landing and departing from its runways. Those jobs typically done by 2 controllers, not 1.
Yeah. So we might have just had like the perfect confluence of events, and then, this happens. I just can't think of a scarier. And no survivors, by the way. That's official.
And there were reports at first that there might be, or that there were.
They're saying no. So it was 64 people on the jet. All 64 died, and then 3 of the military on the helicopter, and all 3 of them. So, and then when you see the wreckage in the water, like no one's walking away from that.
Someone said that airport needs to be closed. It was supposed to close when Dulles opened, but politicians kept it open for convenience. Basically, it's an obstacle course for pilots because they can't fly over all the monuments. So it's that airport specifically could have factored in here because planes are doing
different things than they would normally.
Different things to avoid the monuments. And then, oh, by the way, the government's running helicopters through there for some reason.
Blacked out helicopters.
That to me makes no sense.
This guy says, and again, I'll just take it for what it's worth. Vancouver Ford Text Line says, I work at the Portland airport. We have military helicopters all the time that take off whenever they want because they can fly lower and away from the runway.
Well, that's where it goes back to the thought that, and it's widely reported that this airspace is shared all the time.
Yes.
It's not uncommon for helicopters
But if that's
like
the
that.
case, you need people monitoring both, not one person
If you
monitoring
listen
both.
to the air traffic controller, he seems like I thought I was going to hear like panic.
Right, I thought so too.
Like move, and you listen to his voice, and he's just like, hey, we're busy. Can you go to Dallas or can you go to Baltimore? He seems pretty calm, and like it really doesn't seem chaotic until the crash. The only weird thing is a bunch of other pilots, and again, I love how, by the way, when anything like this happens, instantly everyone becomes
experts out of the woodwork.
Yeah, everyone's an expert on Middle East negotiations.
Vaccines.
Yeah. And now we're experts in aviation. I just go by smart people. So when I see a guy who's been a military pilot for 23 years and a guy that's been an air traffic controller for 35 and he's retired, I tend to listen to those people. And everyone says that both of those aircrafts, there's a collision warning system on every modern aircraft that tell you when, not only do they tell you that there is an aircraft approaching, but it tells you how to avoid it. It literally like yells at you. Think about your car when you get too close to something and it says descend to such and such. And that's the one that people are saying they don't know how one of these two aircrafts didn't send off the big, hey, this is a bad idea warning, get the hell out of here.
Does Buck, you mentioned that the air traffic control was short-staffed.
Yeah.
Do they ever get roped into this in terms of responsibility? Like why was it short-staffed?
Well,
does the air traffic controller ever, get the finger pointed
apparently
at
there's been a shortage for air traffic control for a while now, and I don't know how you go about fixing that necessarily, but
I just wonder,
yeah,
when you're an air traffic controller, do you sign away all your, there's no liability, right?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a pretty important job.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an anesthesiologist, right?
Exactly.
Like where you are just trying to do your job like anybody else, but the consequences if you don't do it right are grave.
I do hear people say that it's one of the most high stress, pressure jobs.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there's a huge burnout factor. And go watch.
Yeah, the consequences for a mistake are insane.
Well, right? There is and I don't remember the name of it, but you can look it up. There's a documentary about this. 9/11. Once they realized what was going on, every flight in the United States had to be grounded immediately. And it fell on air traffic controllers to locate planes, find out whether or not they've been compromised, and get them to the nearest airport. And they say it's one of the greatest achievements in aviation history is landing all of those planes safely. And it was like an hour and a half long, and it was really, really interesting, and will give you a true appreciation for what those guys do and how chaotic that is. And then you throw in a bunch of military, like you said, regularly military pilots just cruising around.
Yeah, as somebody says on the text line, it seems unnecessarily risky, and it does.
And I guess if the thought is you haven't had one of these incidents in decades, or then what's the issue? But now we found out.
Does it make you think? I mean, I don't know.
About changing policies? Yes.
Well, no, like someone said they got on an American Airlines flight today, and the pilot came out and like addressed the entire cabin and stressed, hey, we're going to get you there safely. Like, does any of that stuff make you hesitant to, like, I mean, we had all the doors falling off and all that, and we had whistleblowers dying, and it just feels like, I don't know. I know it's the safest form of travel, and it's not even close, but doesn't it feel like air safety the last little bit has been a little...
yes.
Yeah, it's been a little scary.
It does.
And yet we all get on airplanes.
It's still too rare.
Do you think about it at all?
No, I never do.
You just get on and you're like, whatever?
I do. Well, one, I can't control it.
No.
And two, it's still too rare to really worry about it. Plus, I mean, again, you're worrying about things you can't control.
Yeah.
If you really are worried about it, don't fly.
Don't get on, yeah.
But no, I mean, who does that?
Yeah, nobody.
I got to get to Vegas, dude.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we.
Oh, whoop. Are we on the first break?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are.
Oh
We
my
got to
God.
talk in there. But at least we avoided Tanya Harding erotic fiction.
Yeah, we did.
TV news coming up on the Fan.
We're down to 2 teams.
The Chiefs are on.
we're already late.
And here's Buck with Sports Center.
Boy, that's bad even for us.
Yeah. Well, look, we got to talking. And
We did
Big things are happening in the world.
big event.
Big things.
Big U.S. plane crash. Always catches our attention.
It does.
Those plane crashes, you know.
I promise you, the next time I get on a plane, I'll still fly, but there will be there's always a pucker factor.
Stoking our fears.
Yeah. And yet, statistically speaking, like,
I know.
trains, cars, all that stuff.
And that's
boats.
why I never have pause getting on a plane, because I try to remind myself there are dozens of things in my daily life that are way more dangerous than I do. Crossing the street, getting in my car.
Just think about how many times you were on a plane. Maybe how many times a year?
I don't know, maybe
right?
5 or whatever,
Okay.
5, 10, something like.
Now think about all of the other days that you weren't on a plane because it's out of sight, out of mind. You're not at the airport. Think about all the flights and all the people every single day to all the different cities and all the different parts of the world that are flying, and yet you're worried about this one. If you think about how many planes are out there.
It's like the opposite of dreaming about winning the lottery. Like, do you know how many combinations are out there? Like, it's not going to be you. It just isn't going to be you.
Yeah.
Well,
and how many days do you go without any plane crashes anywhere? Yeah. A lot.
16 million each year just in the U.S. alone.
16 million what?
16 million commercial flights.
Right. And how many of them crash or something like this happens?
Never.
This was the first one
Zero.
in 16 years.
16 years.
So it's like,
it doesn't,
the odds are in
So
your
now you're at
favor.
hundreds of millions of flights without this happening.
That's what I always think about. I just think about all the planes coming and going, and that's probably fine.
Yeah. So
they look fine.
I used to be just completely carefree, and I had the one bad turbulence thing, and that has made me. It doesn't scare me. I just don't have the same. I'm not footloose and fancy free like I used to be, and that pisses me off because I don't like that feeling where I'm like, I don't. All right, well, but like you said, what are you going to do anyways? You're not gonna fly? I'm gonna drive to Arizona?
Well, there's really only one thing you can do, and that is not fly.
Yeah.
If it really bothers you.
And
Otherwise, why are you worrying about it? You can't control it.
I don't.
I'm not saying you.
That's
I'm
a great
just-
strategy. Don't worry.
Well, you can't. There are people in the world.
Have you tried just not worrying about it?
It benefits those people
Yes.
to they are very good at not worrying about things they cannot control.
Yes.
That is something that could benefit everyone about everything. If you can't control it,
let it go.
You need to let it go. If it's so bad that you can't, the only thing you can do in this instance is not fly.
And normally, I am great at not caring. It's what I do better than anything else. And I used to be perfect at it when it came to flying, and now, unfortunately, I give a damn, and I don't want to.
Well,
By the
now...
way, apparently, U.S. figure skating legend Dick Button was one of the...
yeah, I read that.
95. He was the first U.S. Olympic gold medalist in figure skating.
They were all coming back from Wichita.
Yeah.
At the
or were
championships.
they were going or coming?
They were coming back.
Coming back.
Because the figure skating championships were out there, and they were all at a camp or something that was coincided with that. Anyway, now we go to Buck with SportsCenter. I have TV news coming up next.
I like TV news.
On the Fan.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on 1080 The Fan.
Brian Buckley with his SportsCenter update. First on the Fan on the hardwood, the Blazers about a half an hour away from tipping things off at Moda Center. They've won 5 of their last 6 and tonight host the Orlando Magic. Matisse Thybulle and Jeremy Grant are both out. Portland has recalled Ryan Rupert from the G League. Tip off a little bit after 7. Orlando is favored by 5. Meanwhile, in the college game, the number 16 Oregon Ducks are at Pauley Pavilion tonight for a battle with the UCLA Bruins. Tip-off is at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1. You can also hear it right here on the Fan. Pre-game coverage starts immediately after primetime at 7 o'clock. The Ducks are 4-point road dogs. Over on 9:10, Swag has the call for the Portland Pilots, visiting Loyola Marymount with a 7 o'clock tip time for that one as well. And out at Pebble Beach, it's round 1 of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. They split the rounds today between Pebble Beach and Spyglass. Your leader, Russell Henley, who is 8 under par, karting a 64 today on Spyglass. There are 6 golfers tied for second place at 7 under, including Justin Rose and Victor Hovland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley, the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Did you score a smart speaker over the holidays? Just ask it to play 1080 The Fan.
Nick Suk here for the Big Ford Store, Vancouver Ford. Locally owned and #1 in customer service for, get this, the 7th straight year. Their certified staff is ready to get you in the ride you're looking for. Vancouver Ford isn't just my hometown dealer, it's the dealer I send my family and friends to because I know they're going to be well taken care of and you won't find a better deal, period. Vancouver Ford is proud to represent my hometown and I'm proud to stand behind them. Find them right off Andreessen at SR 500 in the heart of Clark County or online at vancouverford.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. We can help you save on the right oil for your vehicle. Right now, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Castrol Edge Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $35.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right and fast by a team that's focused on innovation, collaboration, and creativity, you want Mods PDX. At Mods PDX, we craft beautiful, sustainable, energy-efficient buildings of the highest quality. Our modular approach means your project can be completed faster than traditional construction, and our team of uniquely qualified architectural and trade professionals have the expertise and experience to make your vision a reality. Visit us today at modspdx.com.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Meet Viant AI, the world's first fully autonomous advertising platform. With Viant AI, you can automate media planning, analyze results, and drive smarter decisions, all while saving you time and resources. Viant AI helps you unlock new potential and boost productivity regardless of your expertise. Visit Viant.ai today and see how the future of artificial intelligence in advertising can work for you.
In Portland, cloudy skies and temperatures.
Is out. And
Their upcoming programming.
That's blowing up.
You got Righteous Gemstones final season.
Yeah.
Beginning on March 9th.
I kind of forgot. Like, that's the problem with these streaming shows is there's just such a big break in between seasons. You kind of, like, Severance was 3 years. You kind of lose track of them.
Not White Lotus, turning it around. 2 weeks.
At least Jennifer Coolidge isn't in it.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be, I believe, Sunday after the Super Bowl it debuts. So that's February 16th. 2.5 weeks.
That's on
HBO.
HBO.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for White Lotus.
No one's back, right? Because she was the only returning one, and she's dead.
So they've wanted to have a through line through all of them. And if you've seen the trailer, it's not spoiling anything. But do you remember the gal who wanted to open up the wellness spa in the first?
The black lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she is now in Asia trying to do that with the White Lotus Hotel chain.
Oh.
So she's the one through line. I don't think there's any other characters, but she is from a previous season.
But we got Baby Billy.
That's right.
Yeah, Baby Billy. Do you see what his new deal is?
No, what's his deal? I have not seen the trailer. I just
There's
saw
a trailer, and Baby Billy has a new TV series he's pitching, and it's about teenage Jesus.
Is it really? That's
in the show.
In Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Baby Billy's in White Lotus.
Oh, he's
Yeah, the actor Walton Goggins is one of the stars this year.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen I just saw again. I haven't seen trailers. I just see articles saying it's back. And the best part of Righteous Gemstones is Baby Billy.
Baby Billy.
I hand to
Baby
God.
Billy's Baba Bonkers.
If they had any sort of foresight, they should have done like 1 or 2 episodes of Bible Bonkers and put them out as like actual like 5 to 10 minute
like bonus episodes,
like bonus
between seasons or
episodes
something?
of just playing Bible Bonkers, because I would watch the hell out of Bible Bonkers.
Well, he's moved on to a TV series about teenage Jesus that he's pitching. And this is the last one. They're
ending it.
No more Righteous Gemstones
No.
after this.
And if you haven't been watching the Righteous Gemstones,
God,
I don't know what to tell you. It's
so good. It's so good.
I don't even know like how many good, like there's so many good parts. There's not a weak link anywhere in that cast.
They're all great.
Yes.
It's really funny. And I mean really funny.
And I haven't watched really any of it.
You haven't seen it?
No, I started the first season way back when, and then I didn't keep with it, but I've heard amazing things.
There's just sometimes people just like the little subtle things, and I don't know, like I'm one of these guys that I get fixated on small little details, and they just make me laugh. Danny McBride, who plays the oldest son, his sideburns, I don't know, like it's such a small part of the character, but the sideburns make his character. I look at him and then the other guy that plays was it Keith Chambers,
Julie's husband?
No, the guy that plays he's the Satan guy that's in charge of the youth pastor group.
Yeah.
The gay energy off that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like the muscle, like he's got all these bodybuilding guys that are all gay and they pump iron for the Lord. It's just, I don't know. I think Danny McBride writes that.
No, it's Danny McBride.
But the idea that someone sits around in a room and that's the ideas they come up with, it's amazing.
Can you imagine being in that writer's room?
No.
And just basically all they're doing is making fun of religion.
Yes.
And it is so spot on so many levels.
Yeah.
It's really, but it's also over the top.
Yes.
I mean, somebody might be listening to us going, "Oh, they said it was really funny. I'm going to watch that," and they would go, "What the
They'll
hell?"
be completely turned off or think it's not funny at all.
Because if you think you're tuning in to watch a thing on because it's a play on like the Grahams, like Billy Graham and his family,
right?
Or any of the
big
mega church,
televangelists.
That's like saying that you're tuning in to Anchorman to watch things about the news and what it's like to work in a newsroom. It's the same sort of thing, but it's so very well done.
We also have a John Mulaney talk show coming.
Oh, really? He did that John Mulaney in L.A., which I thought was pretty good. They did like 8 or 10 episodes of that.
Well, apparently they liked that, and they said that so he's got 12 episodes coming beginning March 12th. On Netflix.
Same
it's
thing?
the same idea.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little tweaked.
It was the weirdest talk show, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's wonderful and really funny. That show was a mess.
Yes.
And some of it was really good, and other parts of it were terribly bad.
But I think that's why I liked it.
That's what he said he liked about it. Is he says, "I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to host a talk show, and yet here I am," which is part of the fun of it. His quote is, "Not since Harry and Meghan has Netflix given more money to someone without any specific plan." And I guarantee you that's right.
That's a great line too.
Yeah.
He's not.
No,
he's
just
like,
wing
fine,
it.
we'll just do it. You're gonna pay me a bunch of money.
Yeah, that's great.
Real quick, Netflix teased for their entire 2025 lineup: Squid Game Season 3, Stranger Things Season 5, and Knives Out 3.
I'll watch that.
Knives Out 3 is
You know what else I'll watch? Bible Bonkers, buzzing in the name of the Lord. Bible Bonkers, where Jesus has the highest score. Tell me you wouldn't watch that show.
Well, I told you I love that show. I think it's really funny. Oh, you're saying the Bible Bonkers as a show, like a game show.
Yeah. That song's on my phone, by the way. That theme song.
I'm sure it is.
It's a great tune.
There is TV news. We'll be back to wrap it up after this on the Fan. Hey, it's Rob sticking around for the Nash. Just a couple days left to take advantage of their latest deal, which is 60% off all window styles and 2 years interest-free financing right now. So if you need windows for your home, it's a great time. The industry experts are saying that our bills are going up this winter, up to 25% heating costs are going up. So new windows will help you save on that, and saving 60%. Nobody ever turned that down. So 50% off all window styles. That includes double hung, bays, picture windows, everything, and pay nothing with no interest for 2 full years from the window experts at Window Nation. They will install your windows in a day or less, and they all come with a lifetime warranty. So please tell them you heard it from me here on The Fan. As a matter of fact, their windows that they make for you are customized for our climate because they partner with Milgard, so they're made locally here for us. So no better place to buy windows than Window Nation. To get on their schedule, go 866-90-NATION on your phone, 866-90-NATION, or you can go to windownation.com.
Time is ticking away.